rock.
Yeah, they're badass. Hello, welcome to the original Deliciously Nothing podcast. I am Reverend Muffinton. Tonight's hosts with me, we have Nic Weir and Mario Zapata. Erica Kuharski will be here later. She is currently walking the dogs.
Yes.
We decided to get together tonight to smoke, drink, smile, eat some pizza.
And here we are doing just that.
And here we are. Oh, Boris is here as well.
I'm going to give him some pizza crust.
We've actually been doing the podcast for the last couple of hours, but we didn't realize that we didn't have audio going.
I'm so glad you addressed it.
Nor were we streaming.
We should get that out there.
Yeah, it would have been really weird to act like it just didn't fucking happen.
I'm pretty hammered. I'm getting pretty hammered.
We just had to get
already.
fucked up before, guys. We didn't talk about nothing.
Actually, I'm kind of upset because we actually talked about a lot of really cool shit.
The robots are coming, and they want rights.
We did talk conspiracies. We did talk love. We talked...
Talked about a lot of things, man.
We talked about so many things.
Dogs.
Pizza, crackheads.
So I think that we should, like I say, you've never been to Santa's Pub, correct?
I have never been to Santa's
Have
Pub.
you? You've been to Santa's Pub, right?
I've never been. I know of it, though. Like, I've heard of it a ton.
So we should go to Santa's Pub one day since you guys haven't been there and check it out. But I also think it would be kind of cool to kind of do some kind of improv show there as well.
Like an improv show or
Like just like guerrilla style.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like, we just show up and take over.
To the point, like have someone filming it. If you've never been to Santa's Pub before, Santa's Pub is essentially a double wide that's out in behind the Nashville Fairgrounds. Back when Nashville used to have a fair, they don't anymore. It's now in Lebanon for some fucking reason. But Santa's Pub essentially is run by a guy who looks like if Santa Claus made meth. He's like a kind of a biker-looking guy, but he looks like Santa Claus. And the double wide is decked out in Christmas decorations, and all year round it's Christmas, like all year round.
Kind of like the bathroom at Hubba Hubba Tiki Tonk, where it's
I've never been
completely Christmas bathroom.
Really?
Yes.
Does
Like
he
it
have-
plays Christmas music.
Does
Oh, well, so if that spilled out into a double wide, that's what Santa's Pub
Does
would
he
be.
have people sit on his lap?
No, he's actually a scary kind of looking dude. Like I've met him once.
Does he have a big beard?
I've been yeah.
He could totally do that for like Halloween or something like that. Do like a fucking sit on meth Santa's
Exactly,
lap.
Meth Santa's. Yeah, exactly. Like he's kind of an intimidating dude. He's kind of like a big dude. Like he's
Big
what you would
man.
expect Santa to be. But like if Santa like would fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Like
like
the
anyway,
bad twin.
yeah. But $2
Santa
PBRs.
looks like
I don't know how it is
Big
now.
Bird.
It's been a couple of years
I'll
since
drink
I've
some
been
beers
there.
with Santa. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's a karaoke bar essentially. People go there, and like there's people that are on the reg. Like I don't go there often, but when I go there, I recognize people who have been there before. You know, it's like there's people who go there to
That
get their
regulars.
Their rocks off. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have that crowd, but then you have the people who are there for the very first time who are nervous, which are fun to watch it. But it's essentially a karaoke bar, and it's big crowd there.
Okay,
Like I've
that's
never
fun.
seen, like I'm not into karaoke, and the first time I ever did karaoke was there. I did
But
Riders
you're a
on the
singer
Storm.
and you're not into karaoke?
No,
Why?
there's something about karaoke that I did.
So what is that something? Yeah.
I did Gold by Chet Faker.
I don't know.
Do you remember?
that song.
Oh, it was. I just picked it out at the time. I had heard it earlier that day, so I still kind of had it in my head. So they're like, "What song do you want?" I was like, "Gold" by Chet Faker.
And that was your first time?
Yeah.
See, you can't do a deep cut on your first time if you don't fucking destroy it. You
I
know
was
what
so
mean?
drunk. I was like 6
Yeah.
PBRs in. I was feeling good.
But I bet you if you'd done some Taylor Swift, and even if you didn't fucking know it, just muddled your way through it, everybody would have been like,
Because
"Come
it's Taylor
Rev,
Swift,
come
right.
Rev." Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly, dude. That's how you want your first time to be.
But if you've never done Santa's Pub, I think just the experience of it, like when you hear about it, when someone tells you, oh, it's a trailer and it's in Santa Claus fucking decorations all year round and people are doing
Are you on the phone right now, dude?
He's listening.
No.
He's listening to Gold.
I'm listening to
You
the song.
Pop it
out
out for a
Talking
second.
about.
God,
Pop,
yeah,
pop
put
it out
on-
for a second so you can hear what I'm talking about.
It's gotta be love, I said it.
That's a fun one to do karaoke to.
That is a good song. You want to do a karaoke for us right now?
No, I don't know. This was like 2 years ago.
2 years
But
ago?
I had heard it that day, and I was like, man, that kind of cuts. You know,
That's
it's like
a
I'm not
great-
into
that's a
that
good
type
song.
of music, but like if you listen to it, I mean, like, so he also did a cover of "Like the Way You Work It."
No diggity.
Oh,
Tear
yeah.
you up, or whatever the song is. Like he does that. So I was like, I kind of got into that like that day, like listening to him, and like he kept coming up on the Spotify. I'm not into like it was even like the Black Keys like channel. I think even it was like it was so weird.
Interesting.
But it popped up, and I was just like, dude, I dig this. And so when that night, that's what I had in my head. So that's But
That's
I
what you sang. And you sang
did you
your
take your
heart
shot
out.
yet?
Yeah. Dude, I think that was a while ago. We cheers and everything.
We cheered
yeah.
to actually
Yeah.
we did
I
we
am
did
slurring
record-
just enough to prove that we said.
Cheers to the Zapatas.
That's what we
guys.
cheers to. Exactly.
But that wasn't on camera earlier.
Okay, then this is the new
Mario.
one. This is the new one, Mario. Mario Z in the place to be.
The fucking math checks out on that. God damn it.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna take both of these people
are-
home tonight.
What are you doing July 19th? Because Oddlit has a show, and I remember specifically someone saying that he would open for Oddlit. So are you doing anything July 19th?
I said I would do that, or are you asking
No.
me to do that? 'Cause That
You-
sounds fun as fuck.
You said that you wanted to open up for Oddlit, so this would be something that.
I will. Hell yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
let me make sure there's another spot on there, and if you want to, I want you on there with
Wait,
us.
when is this again?
July 19th.
Wait, is that Juneteenth?
No, Juneteenth is already
July.
passed.
No, Juneteenth is in
happens
June.
in June, dude.
Is that not Kwanzaa?
Nothing to do with Kwanzaa.
It is kind of like Kwanzaa.
Kind of like Kwanzaa. Okay. Yes, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah, this Juneteenth.
Like, I never knew anything about Juneteenth until like 5 years ago. Like, never have I ever heard the term Juneteenth until like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Juneteenth up until
I
about
have.
5 years? Have you?
Yes.
Like, as a child, you grew up? And you
No.
Okay.
I definitely.
At what
something
point
was
in your life, you said you're in your 40s? You're 41?
40? About to be 44.
44? How long ago did you hear about Juneteenth?
I would say like no longer than like the last 10 years, and that's just because maybe I didn't notice it when it was first introduced. But like, so I would say maybe like 7 to 10 years ago.
Okay. That lines up.
Yeah, I mean, about when it was like popular on the internet, I guess.
Exactly. So pretty much the internet, pretty much.
And you're
Pretty
30.
much the internet, yeah.
Okay, so you had the
So,
internet at a much younger age than I did. Like when the internet came out, I was like 13. So
Yeah.
wait, when did the internet come out? Like AOL and shit.
I was 10 when no one had it. I remember when there was the internet,
Yeah.
but broadband was so expensive, or maybe I'm not saying.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not broadband. Maybe I'm not.
If it's a
I
fucking
remember
$1 million,
my
that doesn't
parents,
count as
like
being
having a
out.
home computer when I was like a teenager.
When I was a kid, I got my first home computer in 1986, but we did not have the ability to afford internet at the time. So I had a computer, and I could do everything that I could do on a computer. Pretty much if-then programming is pretty much what I made so many video games of like Russian roulette, and I made choose your own adventures and stuff like that, because it's all if-then programming. That's basically all you could do on a computer if you weren't on the fucking internet. And the internet at that time was only like fucking message boards, pretty much. Like I guess what Reddit is or something like that, you know. So I mean, like if you had internet back in the day, you weren't doing a lot with it. There wasn't a lot you could do unless you were like just talking specifically to other people with computers.
AOL Instant Messenger.
Ham radio,
ASL,
essentially.
right.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like it wasn't until around like 2000 when anyone was really doing anything online.
Wait, did we do this shot?
We did not do the shot.
Cheers.
Cheers
To the
doing shots.
Zapatas.
To doing
Yeah.
shots and the
And the
Zapatas.
shots.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Zapata or Zapata?
Actually, it's Zapata.
Zapata.
Doesn't Zapata mean shoe?
Zapatos.
So with most people, I'm just like, yeah. But it does not mean shoe.
Okay.
There's zapato, and there is no female version of that word. There's no
So
zapata.
it's just shoe.
Yeah.
So Zapata is the name?
So you know how like there's the name shoemaker, right? So it's kind of like that, but the Spanish version, like because it came from zapateria, which is like the shoe shop. Yeah, but no, it doesn't mean shoe. Shoes are involved,
Does not
but it
mean
does
shoe.
not fucking mean shoe. Okay, just putting that out there for anybody on the interwebs that wants to look up culture. It does not fucking mean shoe. But yeah, it totally does.
Well,
It totally
I'm
does.
starting to learn Spanish because I have to learn Spanish living in this area.
Yeah.
If you don't learn Spanish in this area, you're going to have a difficult time, essentially.
Well, yeah, I've been to your Little Caesars.
That's not even like so. Like when I take Boris for a walk and everything. And actually, where is the dog? Is he?
He's just chilling, dude.
Oh, there he is. Right.
He's hanging out.
Good. So when I take him for a walk and everything, like the only places that I can go to, essentially, when I have him, as far as like to eat, is like the food trucks.
Okay.
And these guys do not speak fucking English at all. So I mean, I've got to speak Spanish. So I mean, like when I'm at work, I only speak Spanish, and I don't speak fluent Spanish. But when I speak, it's in Spanish. Like there's not any time during my work day that I speak English unless it's to my boss. And he doesn't speak to me. He doesn't even say hi
That's
to
pretty
me.
cool.
I'll
Okay.
walk by it's so great to have a job where your boss won't speak to you.
Okay, then let's have a conversation in Spanish just for like 30 seconds.
But see, I can't do this. See, I can't. All right. So like, buenos días, amigo. ¿Cómo está?
Estoy bien, ¿qué estás haciendo?
Okay, so usually they go into, which is
Bien, ¿y tú?
bien, muy bien. Gracias, amigo. And then that's it. Like that's like I don't have a long
I see
conversation.
what you're saying, but you got that tone like, oh, great, thank you. And
Yeah,
and you know what? That's an important thing to pay attention to because Spanish is a lot about how you say it. There's a lot of subtext with Spanish. You know, it's not like, you know, I'll see you later. It's either like, I'll see you later or it's, I'll see you later, you know? Like, it all depends on, like, what the intent of the word is.
Yeah. Well, I've also noticed that there's not saying amigo, like not addressing someone as a friend, also puts off the context. And like, so someone's like comes up to me like, Rev, amigo, and I just go, and they go, ¿Cómo está? I was like, hey, buenos dias, or something like that, you know. And I don't reciprocate the amigo back. That winds up, I realize it kind of like sets the tone, like they're addressing me as friend. I should also make sure that I address them in friend too.
What kind of brown people do you guys have here?
El Salvadorian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honduran.
Mexicans or the people you're talking about?
I work with I work with all Hispanic
You
people,
want to
but
blow them away, be like compa.
Argent.
Dompa,
Compa.
Compa.
Yeah, so it's short for compadre, which is friend.
So you're not saying Gompa, you're saying Compa with C.
Compa, yeah, like comrade,
Okay.
but compa
Right.
is short for compadre. And so next time you're talking to him, bust out that and see if he goes like, oh, where'd you learn that? Yeah. Don't be fooled by this. Yeah, I had a green card and everything. My parents they made sure I sounded as white as possible so I can get a job.
Okay. I purposely stay out of the sun, so dude, if I get any sun, I get so dark and like, dude, it's like.
I look like I should be selling oranges on the side of the freeway in the summer, dude. Like,
Fair.
yeah.
I don't get brown, I get olive, like super
like,
olive.
so Erica.
Oh, like he needs to be Greek. He needs to instead. be
I've
Yeah,
heard-
no, I'm part Italian too, so like.
Okay, so I've got that too.
Yeah, but I feel like the only Italian part is the olive tone that I get in the summer.
Exactly.
And it was crazy because like I like white girls, right? So I would hold their hand, and I'm like, my
You
hand looks
see the
fucking
complexion
green.
difference.
My
Yeah.
hand looks
Compared to,
fucking green
yeah.
right
Green?
now. Yeah, dude. Like what?
So what I like is like, especially during the summer when I darken up and I'm with someone and I see the complexion difference.
Is that when you start talking jive?
But that is when I realize it's like,
Hey.
oh, I'm not a
Hey.
white dude. Like, and then like I remember talking shit and like some of my all of my friends, most
That's
of my
when
friends are white.
3% black comes out.
Well, not even that, but
from
like
his
everything is
ancestry.
like I'll start talking like a racist Caucasian and everything, and then I'll have one of my friends go like, but look at your skin color. You're kind of olive, man. And like I'm talking shit. And I'm just trying to be funny.
Sure.
But like I've got to be reminded that like I'm not white. And I was just like, yeah, I know I'm not.
Well,
That's
so
the
what are
idea.
you?
Yeah, I'm everything but Latino, essentially. Like my family apparently got round back in the day. They got busy back in the day.
Dude, that means they accepted a lot of different
Like,
people.
like, like,
bang.
like 23 and me, my family's like 22 of them. Like 22 of the 23. You know, it's like they got around.
That's funny.
It's like I specifically haven't had a test, but like my mother's had a test, my brother has a test, so they'll show me everything that's there, and it's
Sure.
everything from like black to like from Sicilian all the way to like Middle Eastern and everything, Jew. There's just this whole Mediterranean area is just like my family just got busy. They're like, we're fucking everybody here.
So the dominant gene was very forward thinking.
Yeah.
You know?
So like I have a German last name. Like my father is 100% German, but my mother is just a pick of the litter of everything Mediterranean. You just name it and it's there. It's just like we haven't gotten over to the United States to fuck the American Indians and the fucking Latinos, and we haven't got that far yet. Give us time. My brother has got 20 kids. I'm sure he's working on it at some point.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just like that's
Yeah,
not
he's
part of
gonna
the
get
diagram.
there.
But like, yeah, it's just like, you know, like growing up, I've always had the opportunity to talk shit about everybody because I wasn't anything. Like I was always like too light for like dark skinned people to accept me, and I was too dark for light skinned people to accept me. So I always knew
Yeah.
there was a point where
Yeah.
like I will never fit in with anybody. There's
Hey,
not
dude,
any
I
point.
feel you, 100%, dude.
There was not anyone, especially like New York was different because we had a lot of Puerto Ricans, we had a lot of people who were other. You know?
Yeah.
So growing up in New York, you know, I'm used to having different skin tones. But when we moved to Nashville in 1980, talking about a cultural awakening. Like my
How
next
so? Like, what was like the big shock for you?
So the biggest thing right off the bat, and this was day fucking one. So we moved into Turtle Creek Apartments up Nolensville Road there, and Bell Road and Nolensville Road. If anybody has ever lived in Nashville, this one and this intersection here, like the two biggest ones in Nashville, there was Turtle Creek Apartments, and we moved into a townhome apartment complex. Especially a townhome is upstairs and downstairs, and then our next door neighbors were a gay couple. Back when you didn't see a lot of this is 1980.
Sure.
We haven't even heard of AIDS yet. Like AIDS hasn't even popped yet. AIDS popped with what was the actor?
No, it popped kind of with Ryan White. That kid that got it. Or there's this
Freddie
red.
Mercury.
Well, no, it was even before that. It was Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson was a famous actor and also known as a woman's man from back in the day. He was essentially Johnny Depp for his day. You know, he was that type of character. So that was even before that. And then like day one, I was like, oh, you guys live with the F word, the 5-letter F explicit. I won't say it now. But essentially, I would hear all this bullshit and everything. And let me tell you about my neighbors that I had. These neighbors were the coolest guys. Like, one of them had the Atari 2600 in 1980. So the Atari 2600 had just come out. These guys, in my book, were the coolest motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because they let me, play the Atari, but the other guy was also into makeup. And I think he was into theatrical makeup. And I was 7 years old, and he put a mustache on me just like Mario's. But in my, hair color and everything, I had blonde hair and shit. And being 7 years old, walking out into my fucking apartment complex with this mustache on it looked realistic as fuck, Dude,
silly.
these two motherfuckers were the coolest motherfuckers I have ever met in my life.
They were the
and
best neighbors.
nothing that you could ever say will tell me any different. And I heard it all from all the fucking kids. Oh, you guys live next to the faggots and blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, motherfucker.
I like how Rev was like, I'm not gonna say it. Then he's like, I'm gonna
drunk.
say it.
But I'm also defending these guys
No,
because
he's not saying it derogatory.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything derogatory. I'm saying that
He's
these
not.
guys,
He's
and
just-
still, I mean, Tim and Jim, these guys are still, in my book, the two coolest guys I've ever met in my life.
Yes,
and I met
they
these
are.
guys when I was 7, and these guys are the reason why I don't have any intolerance. These guys are the guys that really, these guys are the ones that were like, hey, these are people. This is the option that they chose. You don't want to fucking live this lifestyle. You don't have to fucking live this fucking lifestyle. But let me tell you about the two coolest motherfuckers I fucking know in this apartment complex, and it's these motherfuckers. It's not you
They
and
know
your
how to
white
make
trash
a
piece of shit
mustache.
fucking family. It's these guys who have an Atari 2600 who are into fucking movie special effects. These are the guys that wound up being my goddamn heroes, to the point where, like, you know, it's just, I would have to almost devote the things. Like, I grew up as a kid being into special effects and wanting to make movies specifically because of this one instance of him putting the fucking mustache on me and changing my whole reality at that particular moment. It was a life-changing experience, and whatever derogatory thing anyone has to fucking say, I mean, fuck you and fuck what you have to
Yeah,
fucking
mustaches
think.
are cool.
Right. Mustache.
Well,
We also love LGBT. And
I am
gay
totally
people
pro
and
mustache.
everything.
I just want everybody out there to
Love
know
it.
that.
And we're pro mustaches
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Tolerance.
Tolerance.
I actually cut my mustache out. I have a thing.
see.
I think if you're not a cop or a porn star, you shouldn't have a mustache.
Look, this
For me,
was
it's
actually.
more about I don't want it to
But I've
catch
heard
on
about
fire.
Mario, so I think Mario at one time has been a porn star.
I think so.
I have been in front of a camera before.
Sure, I
but
bet you
that's all
have.
I'm gonna say. But no, the mustache was actually like an accident. I've had a beard for like as long as I can remember.
And you
then
shaved up to the
and I
mustache?
got really lazy and it got like real big and everything. And I was like, oh, let me cut this off. And like I saved the mustache for last, and I can kind of like see it in the mirror. And I was like, I don't hate it.
But you could pull off a mustache. Like, I see you.
because
and
I'm
I just-
creepy.
You wouldn't have a girlfriend if you're that creepy.
Exactly.
And a good one.
And a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd rock it. My dad did it for a little bit in like the 80s.
My father had in the 70s, had a mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like it. Like, the one thing I noticed about the beard is that it kind of hid my expressions. So when I'm performing on stage, people couldn't really read me
Right.
because like I got hair in the way, especially when I let it grow long. I had like, I don't know, the male version of resting bitch face or something. You know what I mean? So I figured I like facial hair, but like let's get.
When
I got dimples, y'all.
Resting
Check them
beard
out.
face.
Check them
They're
out.
cute.
I got dimples.
When I started my band Horror Magnet, because I was a store manager at the Kmart. Of course, they're defunct now. It doesn't matter. But I didn't want to lose my job, and so like the type of fucking band that we were in, we were like this experimental psychedelic type band, and like we were doing things on psychedelics and of course weed and stuff. So I wanted to obscure my face, so I started growing out my beard. And so in the band, if we did anything video-wise, I made sure I had a beard, and I was trying to obscure myself. And it was just one of those things that just kind of it grew out of it. So even now, when I'm doing Deliciously Nothing, I have my beard. And what's great is that, so when we were on this last break during the holidays, when we finished the show, I had my beard. And then the last episode, I shaved everything off. And then I went to Twin Kegs about a week later. And I walked in front of all the comedians. Daniel Hobbs, fucking Kelsey
Me
Dixon.
too. I didn't recognize you.
Right. I walked by everybody. And there's this moment where...
How long ago was this?
Several months ago. Back when I was having my breakdown. Remember when I shaved?
I remember that.
Remember when I
time.
shaved?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, I was trying to get out of the house. So I was starting to go into the comedy clubs just to get out of the house so I wouldn't think about the shit that I was going through.
Sure.
But I also kind of forgot that people don't know who I am outside of the beard. So I remember showing up to Twin Kegs and no one knowing who I was. And at first it was like oh yeah, I don't have the beard. No one knows who that. So I was able to walk around and have this kind of like anonymous anonymity. Thank you.
You got it.
And then, and it wasn't until like the end of the night where Kelsey walked up to me and he looked at me and he was like,
Oh shit.
Rev, I had been there the whole night. And so it was Kelsey that wound up like calling me out. But like I walked by Daniel Hobbs, walked by so many people, and everybody just walked by me. No one recognized me, and it was kind of a great feeling. Not that I didn't want to say hi to anybody, but it was like for that moment of having
kind of like navigate the
crowd. I can like
almost
not be
unknown.
part of because I it's not that I don't want to be greeted.
It's a new perspective. I would take up that opportunity.
Yeah,
in a
it's not that I don't want to be greeted. It's not that, but it's nice to be able to walk into a room and no one recognize you, and the point where you don't have to be
but
on.
still feel comfortable in that room because
Exactly, because I know everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was nice to be able to be there and sit there, and then not that I was trying to snub anybody, because that's not what I was trying to do at all. But it was nice to be able to go in there and then not be recognized and be able to enjoy the show and not have to be on and not have to be Rev, because I'm not Rev. If anybody knows me in my personal life, if anybody knows my personal, I'm not. And it's just one of those things. There she is.
Excellent.
Great timing.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Erica Kuharski.
Hi,
Actually, do those sodas have caffeine in it?
yes. Do you not want one? Or do you
May I
want
have one, please?
Yes. Okay. I was like, are you against the caffeine?
I'm not against caffeine, man. I
I'm
have a
saying
soda.
I need caffeine right now
Gotcha.
to carry on to power through.
All right.
You know
What I missed, guys? I saw a beautiful lab.
All right. Tell us about your dog walking experience.
It's been good so far. See, what's the craziest? Oh, I think I told you though.
Oh,
Did I not?
Awesome. We weren't recording
anything.
anything.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
We've been
did
going
record
about what?
for like 2 hours.
Yeah, we've been
So
going
what's
for.
the-
This is 15. We're 15 minutes in. Yeah. We're 15 minutes in.
I want to double
You
check.
got here just in time.
Yeah.
Well,
check
awesome.
YouTube right now to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you
no.
can tell all the same jokes.
Okay,
Like every story
Cool.
is new.
Gen Y. Okay, that's a callback.
Gen Y.
So the craziest dog one was, I was excited about this lady. She was next to another dog walk. I'm like, oh, it's so easy. I don't have to drive very far. I even did a meet and greet, which I don't even like doing. So I've met the dog before. I go.
Wait. You meet the dog, but you don't meet the owner?
Oh, I meet the owner too.
Okay.
But I don't like meet and greets because you don't get paid for them. And if they say no, then like, what was the point?
Oh, prior to
Yeah.
your job, like a job
Yeah.
interview?
Basically.
Oh.
So that's why I hate doing them. And I don't think they understand that that's like my time that's not being paid for.
Sure.
And okay, so I go over, I walk the dog, we have a great time. I come back in and I notice the front door is open. And before I got there was 2 cats. And when I came in and the front door was open, there was no cats.
So you're dog walking cats?
No, just the dog. I was only responsible for the dog, but the door fell open.
Oh, and the cats got out.
Dogs?
Yeah, the cats got out. So that's my. This is what I think. So I start calling the owner. I'm like, I can't find your 2 cats. She's like, there's 3 cats. I'm like,
Oh!
okay.
Oh, what?
Okay. So I start running through the whole thing. I find one of them. That was the 3rd cat. So it's
Sure.
the first 2. Luckily, I clocked what they looked like.
Good.
I'm running around. I'm like, if you could come home and help me, I'll help you. I'm looking around outside, can't find them. Come back in. There's one under the table. I'm like, ooh. And so then I keep looking, and then there's one just above the fridge. So then I call the owner back and say, they're all safe.
Ta-da.
So sorry, you can go back to work. I know you're on your way. I call Rover. I'm like, can you just refund her? Like, I don't want to hear anything on my reviews of what happened.
So is
nothing.
Rover like Lyft, but for dog watching?
Yeah, so I made sure to give her money back. Yeah, so she got 2 free visits, but I had no bad review. And none of my, well, now they know.
No one watches
I-
this.
Yes, they
Rover
do.
is not going to check this.
No, but I was like, Rover, can you just refund them? That was a bad experience. I don't want them
Make sure
to
not
have
But you
to
did everything that you could to try to like, make it
Yeah,
up. Like,
I could have been a regular Rover and not tell them. Like, I know that happens. So, I was a good person.
Rover.
yes, you took
Yes.
responsibility. Hell yeah.
But this one was wonderful. It's a lab. We just hang out, cuddle, goes on a pee walk, call it a day.
Awesome.
Yeah. I love it.
The cool thing is you get to meet all different kinds of dogs.
Mhm. Yeah.
All
so I gotta
kinds
kind
of personalities and everything.
Yeah, I shop around on what I like.
Right.
I like the labs. They're my favorite.
Labs are good dogs. I used to love actually have. I had a lot of labs growing up, but the thing about labs is like they take the fuck off. Like I thought huskies, like this guy right here, takes off, but labs are just like a dog getting in heat in the neighborhood, and you got a male dog. Farewell. That lab is gone.
Is that why there's so many lab mixes?
I think so.
That's how the
New
Labradoodle,
Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
all of them.
like a Labradoodle was an accident. It was just a Labrador, and the food just like, fuck that poodle right there.
I felt so bad. One of my soundmen brought his little dog over for our last show, and he was like, I don't want to leave my dog at home for like a long time. I was like, yeah, bring the dog over. And so we put it in the house with Boris, and the entire 5-6 hours, Boris traumatized that dog. He would grab the dog and just do nothing. The dog was like this big, and Boris is like, a huge wolf. Yeah. And I would walk in, and Boris has got him grabbed around the fucking abdomen and just going to town. He's looking at me. He's just looking, direct eye contact. He's like, don't stop this. Don't stop this.
Having a moment. Yeah.
And that poor dog. And, like, by the time, like, at the end of the night when, like, the guy went in there and he grabbed his dog, the dog was wet. The dog was wet.
That's so gross.
Like, there was a point where I tried to separate. Like, I went in there to go pee, and I tried to get Boris out, and the dog was glistening. Like, it was just like, oh my God. Like Boris just for 5 hours raw dogged this poor fucking thing, man. This poor animal was traumatized for the entirety of the Deliciously Nothing episode.
The glazed dog.
The glazed dog, yeah.
Glazed
It's a glazed dog. It's
schnauzer.
glazed schnauzer. Yeah, it's on the menu.
Sounds like an
Boys
action
are
hero
so cool.
movie, Glazed
Glazed
Schnauzer.
starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Down to boy dogs are gross,
Dogs are gross.
Yeah. Oh, so I prefer boys. I used to work at a shelter, and I fostered kitties, and they always had to be fixed before we could adopt them out.
Yeah.
At one time, I lost a kitty because they did a spay, and it went terrible, I guess. But
Did it die from the spaying? Did
yeah, so I want a boy dog because I don't want to do the spay because you have to get it at the right time. I would hate that if it was like my own dog.
Spay is the female one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I once had a person also go, my dog has a hysterectomy, so there'll be no problems here. I'm like, hysterectomy? What do you mean? Just a spay. Spay. People humanizing their dogs too much, man.
To the dog hysterectomy.
Wait.
I got you, Boo Boo.
Can I have a halfie?
You got
There
it.
you go.
I wanted to pivot out of the sad story into, this lady was crazy.
Let's talk about this crazy lady, dude.
Yeah.
My dog had a hysterectomy.
To hysterectomies.
Hysterectomies.
To hersterectomies.
There you go. Yeah, get it right.
That's funny.
Oh
I don't know which one of these.
America.
Is there another Big K cola over there that I may
Yeah, there's,
partake?
yeah, we brought a whole 12-pack.
24/7s. So obviously there's a crunch in the budget.
Look.
Wait, before we get to the crunch, what are we doing now?
24/7s.
Oh, that's-
Cigarette.
Oh, so speaking of money crunch, so we're
Yeah.
getting married in a few months, and
Yeah, there you go.
yes,
10-4,
and,
go, buddy.
So
Well,
the
she's
way
separate.
we live our life is that time is more valuable to us than money. So
The way it should be.
We're self-sufficient, but I mean we're not killing it financially, but like we can do whatever we want, you know. And so we started donating plasma.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Like
It's
necessary,
good.
but all of it is going into the wedding fund.
Sure.
You know,
That's
because
good.
and so
How
that
much
way
are you making off of it?
100.
After the first time.
I get
It's the first
90.
couple of times, yeah.
I think the first couple times you get 100, and then it goes down to 75
for
at
the
the
fifth
end.
time of the month.
Yeah, that's 5 times, okay.
We did
So,
it for the first time.
I
just
tried
to-
it, and
Yeah.
they won't do it on me because I don't drink enough, so I'm always dehydrated, and they can
Yeah.
never find a. Even if I
I have
was
big fucking
hydrated,
veins.
I
They
can't.
love my
Oh,
veins.
yeah.
Do you want to
Dude.
see 'em?
Oh dear, yeah.
Oh,
sure.
dude.
Wow.
So after,
I
oh,
see these-
so after I got a little bit of a headache because I wasn't
Yeah.
properly hydrated, and so I was sitting there drinking water and I had forgotten about the Band-Aid, right? And so I went to go take it off, and I think I
nice,
waited
dude.
too long and I ripped off any
A
kind
layer.
of scab that may have formed, and dude, it was gushing blood
Oh.
down my fucking dude. It looked like.
Were you drinking before this?
No, dude,
Oh,
we
no.
followed all their instructions and everything like that. But like I said, it just pulled off a little scab because I left the bandage on for too long, you know. So, dude, I've got blood doing this, dude, and I'm freaking out. She's asleep already. I'm like, I might have to wake her up and be like, gotta go to the hospital. And then like, so I was applying pressure, and finally I got it all to stop and everything like that. But dude, for a moment there, when like. Because, like, you would think, okay, it should be good, but then it just keeps going, and then you're like, no, it should be good. Let me wipe that off,
Why
and then
is
it
it
keeps
not
going
stopping?
and
Oh,
going.
honey.
And then it's like, dude, I was like, it's not stopping, dude.
Okay.
There's a
Next
panic
time,
moment.
anyone who's about bleeding out, just pressure and above the head. Above the head, everyone. Safety note. And don't check it.
I grew up before
Always
the
above
internet,
the head.
okay?
I would have been so mad. You would have been dead if you woke me up with that. Or you would have been dead if you
If I
didn't
did
Bled
figure it
out. Just bled out.
The fucking lose.
I know.
That's how men's lives are.
But you did figure it out. You did figure it out.
Thank
It got it all
Amen.
clogged up.
Yeah.
It is scary though.
Yeah, for a moment. I've never given plasma before, so I was in there like
Same.
all I could think was like anticoagulant. They said the word anticoagulant, and this shit isn't stopping. You know?
I've donated my blood in high school, but that's it.
That's way more fun.
I remember that, but at the time I was against it. I was like, why would? First of all, I knew what was in my blood, and so I wasn't wanting to
What's
give
in
that.
your blood?
Well, I just got a, I just got back from the doctor, and because there was, and I've thought maybe at some point that I may be exposed to something horrible, and I just got my blood test back, and I'm 51 years old. I have never contracted the disease. I'm clean now. I have a clean bill of
Yeah,
health.
that deserves a fucking
Yes,
round of
exactly,
applause.
right?
Hell yeah.
Like
He's
I
got a clean dick.
I've got a clean dick,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, come
But,
get it, ladies.
So
yeah.
far.
Come get
So
it.
far, but
HPV is always hard to detect.
it's on the
But
horizon.
that's not your problem.
It's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
gotta be careful out here.
Actually,
Don't share chapstick.
when I was walking out, they give you a sack full of condoms. So I like got a sack full of. It's like you go to the clinic. Like there's no free
Durex.
clinics anymore, but yeah, no, they're studded. Like they give you like special ones. They're like
Studded?
rib ones. Yeah, it's like all right, hell yeah. They give you like a brown paper bag full of condoms. They're like, hey, you're clean to go. Yeah.
My goodness.
Dude, I
Those
like
amazing.
those people because they're all about fucking.
They're trying to keep
Safe.
everybody safe. They know
Yeah.
that you're gonna fuck, so make sure that you're safe and not fucking anybody else over.
That's so nice.
Which is why I think like we should normalize more porn.
No, porn is
that's
normalized.
an
I think that there's some
perspective.
people that still have that puritanical view. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
Actually, you guys have alluded to like. So I'm
What?
curious about you guys, right?
What
here,
were you
'cause-
talking about?
dear.
So there's a rumor that you guys are part of the swinger scene on Nashville. No.
No.
Nope. Exclusive to each
100
other.
Oh, shit.
100%
Have we been too
exclusive.
friendly to couples?
Okay.
We just want couple friends.
Yeah.
We're just lonely in the
You
friendship
guys are
area.
like the methadone to the heroin we're
Oh,
craving.
no.
You know,
Should we
like-
wear like pineapple shirts though, just to like mess with
Okay,
people?
but you've hit that though.
Yeah.
So there is.
That's
All right.
good
So
to
you guys,
know.
but
I
the
like
fact that
that.
you guys know that.
We know a lot of things because we're educated.
Okay.
Have you guys not been on a cruise and seen the other swinger couples?
No.
And you're like, I thought this was
There's
bingo.
a knocking pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't just knock on the
That's so
door.
fun. Who
yeah.
started this?
You gotta let people know who you are.
Because I'm just wondering.
Is
if
it
we're asking
shaving
for
a
friend.
haircut? What's the knocking
Actually, I have
pattern?
no idea.
Is it?
That's hilarious.
Who started it?
I'll
He's
take
the
it.
One that's told me.
They're swingers.
That's hilarious.
Let's try.
You know that.
So,
That's not-
So are there any like potential
Yeah,
people?
what couples
like,
are?
Oh, I don't
does
know.
anybody think we fuck somebody?
So like I've been invited.
Definitely fucking-
I've been invited to several swinger expeditions, but I've not gone on because the guys that have invited me have been sketchy. Like I'll say Monty because Monty has always been like. If you guys haven't met Monty Hicks.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to go to something like that.
So back in the day
Several
times.
when Monty was a host of the show, he'd be like, "Man, you ought to go to the swinger clubs with me." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I ought to." But then I would think about it. I was like, "No, that's probably the worst person to go on." But man, like Monty's social profile. I mean, it's like maybe I should. Maybe I should. And what's fucked up is like I'll be on the dating app on Facebook, and then it'll be like friends of Monty Hicks, and I'm like, well, this person might be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That's so crazy.
But then you have to think, has this person also seen Monty's dick?
That's why I don't answer it, because it's just like, man, do I really want
Is
like,
that
like a
Monty's
thing?
sloppy
Don't answer.
seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want sloppy first. That's my nickname.
That's the name of my next band is Sloppy Firsts.
Sloppy first.
That should be the name of your
Yeah.
comedy album, Sloppy Firsts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Erica Kuharski.
Trademark, Erica
Yeah.
Kuharski.
Yeah, I'm trademarking
Sloppy
that.
Firsts.
I'm a swinger, but I'm a sloppy first.
Sloppy
They talk. They're like, she's not good.
Actually, I did have a friend. His when he dated, or he had an ex that they would go to a sex club together. Sometimes, yeah.
So I've been invited all my life. I've been invited to the clubs, and when it gets down
Yeah?
to it, it's just like
What kind of people you hanging out
I
with
be-
that you get invited to a lot of
exactly.
sex
All right,
clubs?
so like in between my first wife and second wife, I wound. This was one of the weirdest
Ooh, that was a dramatic
situations,
pause.
dude. All right,
Yeah,
so.
okay.
Between wives.
When I was working I was a store manager for Kmart. I talked about this. So there was a girl who worked the jewelry department, and one of those ones that wear blue eyeshadow and blue eye. To me, like there's different character traits in people, and you notice them through other
And blue
people.
eyeshadow was
And
the
blue
character.
blue eyeshadow, like if a person is wearing blue eyeshadow, there's a particular character
You
trait
into anime at all?
to that person, right?
Kind
And
of tentacles or
like,
something.
have you ever met anyone with blue eyeshadow? Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mimi from
Yes.
the Drew Carey show.
Thank you.
Yes.
How hard do you want me
Thank
to choke you?
You have to ask.
Yeah, right. So anyway, she was a swinger with her husband and everything, and like I was in between wives, and I was back on the dating scene and everything, and so like it was one of those things like we went out, saw The Sixth Sense, and it was like when I went over there, like before we even went to see the movie, she was like wanting to go right then. I'm just like, fuck, I haven't even taken you out. We haven't gotten right then, and like it's weird being in someone else's like familiar home. And you see their pictures on the wall. You're fucking somebody's wife, and you're looking over, and there's like the wedding pictures, and it's the family pictures, pictures of the kid. You're in someone's family bedroom, and so it's at first.
That means they got leftovers. that you can
Well,
probably
it's not
heat
even
up.
leftovers. It's not even leftovers. Like, believe me, it's
Yeah.
you're
They probably
you're
got some mac and
involved in
cheese,
somebody's
like,
life,
on
but it's
deck,
cool.
you know?
Yeah. I feel like Rev is just trying to convince you two to become.
We're not.
No. I know
Here's
that
the
they
thing.
are, but it's one of those.
I don't like
I
other
don't.
people.
I know that you're not. I'm
I like
playing.
him.
We're
I'm
like super
playing.
selfish.
I
That's why we
like
don't have
more
kids.
people.
No,
Yeah, we
no.
don't-
Mario
yeah.
is enough. Mario's enough.
We don't even want to
I'm
share
sure-
each other with kids, dude.
Oh, that makes so
Exactly.
much sense. Why like people are like, okay, I gotta go.
All right, so one day, like I saw this guy. I was at work, and I saw this guy. I'll continue this.
Okay.
You guys.
All right, we'll take
Oh,
over.
You
a
guys
dramatic
too. What's up, dog?
pause.
Oh,
Hey,
we got dogs. We got people.
I also got
How's your
How is your dog
relationship
doing?
status?
Oh, my relationship status is good, dude. I'm
you out there dating?
I just started back into dating.
Nice.
Talking to a lady, nice lady. That's all I'll say about
Okay.
her.
Fair
Well, that's
enough.
cool.
But, yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah,
Ni-
spring's a good time to meet people
And
because it's
nice
the
is-
Right, I'm
pheromones.
seeing her tomorrow night. I'm very excited.
And nice is
Nice.
important, you know, because I feel like just in general, people aren't super nice. So when you find somebody else who's nice, that's always super cool.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm just. It's nice to be around somebody. That's
Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah.
Hells yeah.
I went to a family reunion earlier today. That was
How did that
good.
go?
It was nice. It was
Yeah?
my mom's side of the family. It's a very big family.
Okay.
Okay.
My grandmother. It's my grandmother. It's her siblings, and she was one of 11 kids.
Wow.
So then we've got probably 4 or 5 generations from that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys could start a fucking basketball team.
Dude, we could start like
Or a soccer
every
more of your,
professional team and still have people
Hockey?
left over.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
Yeah, a hockey team would be amazing.
we could do a hockey team,
Yeah.
a soccer
Dodgeball?
team, dodgeball,
If you get mad at each other?
softball,
Good idea.
dude,
Nice.
pickleball. I mean,
The
I
dominant
know-
sports.
dude, we would
I'm
dominate.
good, actually, bro.
Hacky sack, dog.
Oh,
I'm on it.
I haven't got it. I don't have the
Competitive.
skill set for
Dude,
that.
you can make anything competitive, dude. I remember the day that
Frisbee
I saw
golf.
competitive tag.
Oh, we're doing that tomorrow.
Frisbee golf?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
learning.
actually, we have a golf date tomorrow.
Oh, with our swingers.
With our swinger
It's
bells.
2 guys,
Yeah,
so it's gonna be busy.
but I suck at frisbee golf.
Yeah, you both will be busy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys think when I go on dog walks, I'm not really going on dog walks? Is that what it is?
I mean, she's wearing a leash, but you know.
No, it's all. Oh my god! I should have shared this to Facebook. My parents are gonna be like, "What? How many weddings? What?"
So what I
Alright.
was saying before
Yes.
is like, so I was at work and it was like a Sunday and it was like at a Kmart on a Sunday, there's no one in there. And so I see this guy walking towards me and I'm not thinking much about it. But then I was like, well, he kind of looks familiar. And as he's getting closer to me, he's looking directly at me. And I was like, oh, I know who this guy is. And all of a sudden I started getting these pictures on the wall of me. I was like, oh, this is this person's husband, Blue Eyeshadow's husband. Mm-hmm. And he's walking right towards me. And it's like, this isn't a situation where there's a dude at Kmart that's needing help. Like, this is a guy who sees me and he's directly walking towards
sees
me.
you.
And there's a moment and I was like, fuck, am I really going to have to fight right now? Like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know this guy would actually, they were actually swingers or anything. And this guy's walking towards me. And as he gets about 10 feet towards me, like, I guess he realizes who I am. And he's like smiling. He's like, hey, man, are you, I'll say Rev because I'm not going to say my name, but he's, are you Rev? And I'm like, yeah, man. And he goes, hey, I'm so-and-so's husband, blah, 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 which automatically I knew, And then, like, so he...
Remembered the family pictures.
I just remembered his face.
Pictures are-
like,
didn't
there's a
happen.
survival mechanism. Like, I remember, like, walking into a game room one time, and as I'm walking out of the game room, I had crossed eyes with somebody, and as I'm walking out, those eyes popped back in my face. I was like, wait a minute, I know that person. As I turned around, that person was behind me with a fucking pool cue, was about to fucking bit me with it. And I realized it was somebody who had a problem with me, and that survival mechanism like backtracks all your shit. It was like, hey, this person you need to fucking look out for. And when you look around, that motherfucker's there. So there's a natural instinct that we all have. But anyway, that popped up, so I knew who the fuck he was. But then, anyway, everything was cool. He was like, hey, I've got this date lined up with so-and-so chick and everything. I just want to make sure that my wife is taken care of. So, like, she wants to go to the swingers club, which is at that point was, like, off to Mumbrium at the
He's
time.
setting up a date for you?
He was set up. So he wanted to make sure, so he can go out, that his wife was set up.
Right.
So he wanted to make sure that he came in person to make sure that his wife was set up. And I was like, that is one of the coolest fucking thing. But also, he was making sure that his back was covered because he's definitely wanting to get into whatever he's getting
You're not
into.
just gonna, if you're that open, you
But
should
he
make
wants
sure she's
exactly,
protected. Yeah.
exactly. He wants to make sure that she's not going to get stood up and everything. So he was like, hey, would you go to the swingers club with her and blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, dude, whatever. It was weird that she didn't come out to me. Like he physically came out to where I was and fucking talked to me. Like at first, it threw me off, but then like when he left, I was like, man, that's like the coolest fucking thing.
I respect that a
Yeah.
lot, dude.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be a protector,
Because
You
the
gotta
very
take care of
first thing
your
I
girl.
thought was like, fuck, like I'm gonna have to fight at my work now. Because I've come home, I've come to work on a lunch break and saw other managers that I worked with getting in fights with husbands of dudes with chicks that they fucked, and the husbands found out, and they confront them at work. Like this one dude I walked up to, and
What is it about your store, dude?
Dude, it used to be this Kmart right up here, like the hub of fucking Nashville. Like crazy shit would fucking happen there, man. Like people would set that building on fire. Like every once in a while, we would fucking start smelling smoke, and they would evacuate people, man. Yeah, like people were randomly setting that shit on fucking fire. There was one time. They gave us everybody CBs, and I was with the guy who was with Lost Control because we used to smoke pot all the time together. So we were together. He had a CB, and we started smelling smoke, and all of a sudden we realized that someone had set the stockroom on fire. My boss, the store manager, this is before I became store manager of the store. I was still assistant manager. My boss went over CB to the fucking security guy, and they were talking about the store being on fire. The first thing he was saying was, "Where is Rev?" And I was like, "I'm right here, motherfucker. What do you mean, where is Rev? Like, the first person that comes to your mind is setting the store on fire is me?" I was like, what the fuck? I'm there with the security guard. We just got through smoking a fucking joint. We know where the fuck we were.
Right.
But yeah, like people were randomly setting that building on fire. It was the craziest thing, to the point where I thought maybe it was the store manager himself setting the building on fire.
He's like, I don't want to work
I
today.
like how Rev is like, this Kmart is the center of society because people randomly set it on fire.
Dude, Kmart was the center of everything. If people were trying to plug in Nashville, if you were a country music star, they had this thing where you would do like autograph signings at like different stores. So our store always had. I remember one year we had Eddie George from the fucking Titans and stuff like that. We would have every year we would have people that would come in that were either country music stores or professional sports players and stuff like that would do signings, and we'd have all kinds of people come in. Like I remember the Eddie George one in particular, because he had to be escorted through the back because there were so many people. When it got time for the point where he had to fuck off, people were like rushing him. It got to the point where it was just crazy. So we were always having these things, but on top of that, we would have country music stars that would just come in. Like they just thought that they would just be recognized off the bat. I remember Trace Atkins walking in on a Sunday on a Kmart. There was nobody in there, and I remember. And Trace Atkins is like 8 foot tall. When he walks in, it's. I've never heard a song by Trace Atkins I've ever done in my entire life. But when I saw him, I knew that was Trace Atkins, right? So he comes in and he walks around the fucking store like he's not shopping. He's walking in the center of the aisle through the entire store. He's not one time. He's just wanting to be noticed. Like it's such a pathetic thing for this guy to just come in on a Kmart on a Sunday just to be fucking noticed. One guy notices him. Like I saw him and I cut down an aisle because I knew who he was. I knew what he was doing. I wanted no part of it. So as he left, one of the stock clerks, Dennis, comes out of the fucking back. He's like, "Dude, Trace Atkins was here and I got his autograph and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Yeah, you're the one schmuck that went up to him."
I wanted that.
And it was just like one of those things. It was like where I worked. Like I met guys that Jim Ed Brown, fucking little Jimmy Dickens. Let me tell you about meeting little Jimmy Dickens. I've met him a couple of times. You know who little Jimmy Dickens is because he's little. Like he's a hobbit, right? And if you don't know who little Jimmy,
Does he introduce himself that way?
No. He tries to play it off like he's nobody, but he's also dressed like Boss Hogg from the Dukes of Hazzard, Okay. He's got like the suit and the fucking wide brim cowboy hat and shit, Yes, look him up, little Jimmy Dickens. So I worked at a greenhouse one time in the early 90s, and the greenhouse owner was best friends with little Jimmy Dickens, to the point where they would get together during the day and day drink, and inside the greenhouse shooting at targets with 357s. Right? I would be sitting there watering plants, and all of a sudden I hear boom, boom. I was like, what the fuck?
Shit.
And it's little Jimmy Dickens and this guy Tant from Tant's greenhouse. He's dead now, so I can say his fucking name. Little Jimmy Dickens is dead too. I'll say his goddamn name. They're shooting 357s at targets in the middle of the fucking day. I haven't even had lunch yet, and I'm hearing cannon practice.
Boom.
Yeah. So we go in on lunch, and this little Jimmy Dickens dressed as Boss fucking Hogg, man, from the Dukes of fucking Hazzard, and this guy Tant who wears suspenders all the fucking time, who owns this fucking greenhouse, and they're lit. There's beer cans everywhere. the smell of gunpowder and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so then you meet little Jimmy Dickens, and he's fucking rocked off his fucking gourd, man. Him and fucking Tan have been drinking all day, and you fucking wind up meeting these guys and everything. I don't know a fucking little Jimmy Dickens song in my entire life, but I can tell you that the hours that I have spent with little Jimmy Dickens schnocked. Oh my God, that is like the fucking biggest experience that I've had as far as meeting. And little Jimmy Dickens is actually a big fucking name. I mean, if you don't know who he fucking is, like, at one time, that was a very big name for Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I met a lot of these guys back in the day when they were, like, big. And Nashville isn't a music place anymore. Not even country music, but it's not even a music.
Yeah.
place.
It's a bachelorette place.
Yeah, it's a woo girl.
They
place.
tried, they turned it into a sports town. So that's exactly what we have now. A lot of the music venues that we had back in the day are gone. They're not around anymore, so we have what we have.
Just kind of Broadway's taking over.
But back in the day when, it actually meant something, what I kind of based this current show now off of the Ralph Emery show. And Ralph Emery was a guy who had a variety show that ran for like 3 or 4 hours in the morning, Monday through Friday, and he had comedians and musicians, and there was panel talk. And like, if I think of anything as far as the influence of what DNP is now, not how it began, but how it is now, is definitely Ralph Emery. I met Ralph Emery at Opryland USA, which was a theme park that we had, twice. And the very first time I met him, I'll never... So this story goes back to, like, my mom used to fuck around, and my mom...
Interesting.
My mom came home.
It's an interesting pivot.
I remember being in the living room playing. My mom come through the door, and she came through the door with a musician. His name was Tim Atwood. Now, as a kid, we would watch. We would have to watch the Ralph Emery show because that was the news back then. It was on Channel 4. They would have a mix of the Channel 4 news with the Ralph Emery show. So that was what everybody had on in the morning. We were usually trying to wait for it to go over to catch the first, 2/3 of Gilligan's Island before we had to go to school. So anyway, my mom comes to the door, and she comes to the door with Tim Atwood, which is the piano player for the Ralph Emery show. Now, watching the Ralph Emery show at fucking daycare as a kid, Monday through Friday, I knew who Tim Atwood was. So when my mom came to the door and she was like, hey, this is, before she can get it out, I was like, Tim Atwood. And he smiled, just the fact that he was recognized, but recognized by a kid. And I was like, my mom is fucking Tim Atwood. Right? It was like one of those things that was just the craziest thing. So I wound up that summer, meeting Ralph Emery. I was at Opryland USA. We were running around and everything, and I wound up losing everybody that I was with, and I was bending down, tying my shoe. And I was in the part of Opryland USA that had, like, the Grizzly River Rampage. It was just kind of like mountaineer type of, they had different sections, like a doo-wop section and a mountaineer type of section. And so I was in this mountaineer type section with the Grizzly River Rampage, and I happened to look over as I'm tying my shoe, and Ralph Emery is there, the host of the show and everything, and I was like, holy fuck. So I went over there and talked to him and everything, and he was like, oh, you're a fan of the show. I was like, yeah, my mom is fucking Tim Atwood, and he looked at me and he just kind of smiled like this. It was just perfect, right? So I'm talking to him and everything, and my friends catch up with me.
Is that your opening line? You're just like, my mom is fucking...
No.
It's a good line when you're talking to the singer.
Yeah, I was talking to him for a minute, but, like, this is the host of the show, and he was like, oh, you watch the show. And I was like, yeah, my mom is fucking Tim Atwood,
Yeah.
So a year goes by later, and I'm back at Opryland USA, and if anybody ever knows anything about Opryland, if you are a local in Nashville, you got a season pass. So you were at Opryland pretty much most of the day during the summer. Like, when school was out, you were at Opryland almost every day.
Yeah.
So again, I ran into Ralph Emery again, and I was like, hey man, do you remember me? And he goes, yeah, your mom's fucking Tim Atwood. And I was like, yes. So that's my Ralph Emery story. But when I look back, like when I first started this podcast, I kind of looked at it as like getting Doug with High, where they were getting around just smoking weed, but we were doing it with alcohol. Mm-hmm. But as we went to the Nashville show, the very first thing I thought about was the Ralph Emery show, because it was just such of what I'm doing now, where it was here in Nashville. It was a mix between comedy bits and music and local artists, people coming in, and then you have the panel talk with Ralph and the people that hosted the show with him and stuff like that. Like, if I think of anything about what this show is currently based off, is off of Ralph Emery. and the fact that, you know, I've met him a couple of times, you know, and he's dead now, you know, and God rest his soul if you believe in that, but to actually meet him and actually talk to him and actually as a child, you know, have the type of conversations that I had with him, you know, it was just such a great
creative
experience.
mind like that, you're gonna have some great conversations.
Well, it also changed the way I even looked at the show because back then, Nashville was a small town. You know, it was big at the time for what we thought it was, but compared to now, it was very small town. And I met most of the people that had anything to do with Ralph Emery show. So they got to the point where I watched Ralph Emery because I had to the point where I watched Ralph Emery because I wanted to. Yeah. So it was the point where it was just like meeting the host of the show, meeting most of the people that were on the show. My mom fucked the piano player of the fucking show. You know, it's like I was invested. Yeah, exactly. It was like the point where it's like I knew when you know the people that are on the show.
Very invested on the show.
She was invested in a lot of things. But it was the fact that, you know, when you wind up watching the show and you physically have met those people doing the show, that winds up putting a lot to it. And so, like, especially in this show, the way that I crafted it, like right now, we're really doing a edition of Ralph Emery. I mean, it like as far as any type of influence is concerned, like we're doing the Ralph Emery show right now.
So, do you want me to be your mom?
Welcome back to the Ralph Emery show.
I don't want you to be my mom.
He's the piano player.
So, like, you know him.
What's different when you're doing your own show?
All right, Sonny.
How about every show I have wound up spilling shit in my lap? Every show.
That sounds like a you problem.
Fucking show.
You need a bounty sponsor.
I had to bring in some paper towels. I don't think
we don't have
there's
any
right there.
Can you wipe it up with?
I have a doggy bag.
Can you wipe it up with a slice of pizza?
Yeah, we could use a slice of pizza.
It's got a crust, right? That's. Well, the bread is absorbent, right?
So this segment is brought to you.
This segment we're also
is brought to you by Brawny, the best paper towels that we don't have.
Should we do
Hey, let's see how long it takes them to find paper towels.
Should we set a timer?
Okay.
Handle it.
Cool.
So Rev
We'll
is a
cover
pussy
the
who
break.
can't handle it.
We're doing live.
We're doing live.
I'm
yeah.
covering the break.
We're
Like,
live.
We're live.
Hey,
shut
let's
this
play.
What
Let's
the
play
fuck?
our game.
Which one?
Let's tell a story.
Okay,
We'll do one word at a time.
one word at a time. All right.
And our get is paper towels.
Paper towels.
Once. So we'll start once upon.
P.
No,
Oh,
once.
We're not doing it like
No,
the
not the
okay.
alphabet. Once upon.
Upon time
There.
was
No.
paper towels.
Towels. The end.
Paper. God damn it.
We did so good.
That
Ooh.
was
See, this is why I don't do
actually
improv.
March of 2020.
Yeah.
Right? That was
when
hard.
happened.
We ran out of toilet paper a week after all the toilet paper ran out. Just like that was when we were gonna refill it, and we couldn't. We didn't do the duvet thing. I think we
No.
did napkins.
We did napkins for a
something.
couple
I
of
bought a
days before we
bidet
were able to get
right at
more
the
toilet paper.
beginning, and
I'm
I
just
have
not
never
into
looked
it.
back.
Oh really?
Well,
Never
we
looked
keep
just don't
ourselves
like
pretty
them.
stocked now just in case, because like you don't
That's why
realize
it's
that
one of my
that's.
closing jokes about having a bidet, dude. I'm like, yes,
And then with a splash.
clean asshole. It's good to have.
But don't you still have to wipe your ass? Like,
I mean, you can.
You can shake it.
do. I wipe.
Wait,
There's usually not anything there.
wait.
So wiping.
So you do all the work of wiping your ass anyways, and
Right.
then you're like,
Pat,
with a
you
little
look
squirt from the bidet.
No, dude, I get the.
No,
I do
why
the
am-
pat
why-
after.
You're doing like twice as much work.
No, you have to wipe it off, otherwise it's wet, dude. That bidet.
So
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen his bidet. It's
Oh,
not
I
like
thought you were
Is
gonna say
this
something else.
bidet?
I've seen it.
No.
bidet, not my
So
butthole.
Yeah.
you know when you
Yeah.
get to like a hotel or something, they have the toilet, and then there's a separate like toilet bidet system. So he's got his toilet, but then there's like this water bottle that is set up to the side that then squirts up. It's technically a water bottle. It's just like something, but it's attached to it, so it's just. It seems like it would be more mess than it would be.
It's attached to the water tank.
It would be a lot more mess if you had Taco Bell. You know. what I
Exactly.
mean?
I'm saying if it's like squirting up and spraying all that out, like when you're spraying normally, that's like a mess. Like if you got to Tony Hawk that shit, you got to kind of clean it up. So I'm just like,
Dude, I
You
do
gotta
have
have
to
a
rock the
solid-
boat a little bit while I'm on it. You know what I mean? to like make sure that I hit everywhere I need to hit.
Oh.
You
All the
have
crevices?
targets?
Damn.
There's this thing
on the
called a
crevices.
shower.
Yeah, do you just shower at the
I
end?
do
Yeah.
shower, dog, but no. Sometimes, sometimes I will shower at the end.
Okay.
Sometimes I
Wow.
will.
Clearly, you have such
But-
beautiful hair.
Oh yes. Well, it's not like the bidet water gets up here. Dude. It's all.
But like from the extra
dude,
showers.
It is so strong. It honestly can like go up into your like butthole a bit.
That's when I
You
gotta
gotta
draw the
lower
line.
it.
That is
Yeah.
where it's.
My-
Now we're
Look.
douching, and that's for bottoms. Are
Bro?
you
Yeah,
bottom?
I'm
Bro,
not a
I'm
bottom,
exit
but, like,
only.
It's a very
Exit
weird
only.
experience when you let it out.
I don't mess with the exit.
Dude, well, if you
That's why I
want,
love you.
if you want to
Is
make
that
sure
not on the
it's
menu?
real clean,
No.
Not
Yeah,
on the menu.
exits are off.
No.
All right.
Y'all can go
I-
ahead and eat ass if
Yeah.
you want.
I've never
That's a
eaten
part of
ass
the
before.
house.
I'm not really into, like, to me, like, that's an exit only type of thing.
I feel like it was a dare, the whole eating ass thing.
So-
like, will you fucking lick a butthole?
But that's
And
on
I
the
know.
menu for these younger, like Gen Z.
No.
That's on the menu. Like, that's day
I know.
one stuff.
Like there's touch
'Cause you gotta show that you're edgy.
Eating ass,
I'm
yeah.
edgy because I will fucking lick where you
Yeah.
poop.
Well, I
I
think
like
every
to,
every generation tries to be like edgier than the last generation, and it all has to do with porn. Like if you see the trend of porn, like when I was a kid, the big thing was deep throating. Like every girl had the deep throat because
I
that
would
was
think
what.
I think that would be pretty standard, like all the time.
Now it's standard, but when I was a kid, it was not.
It was just the tip.
It was pathetic.
Damn, back in the day things were good.
when she had to undo her boutonniere and shit.
Yeah, give me one moment.
But now it's like kids are coming out and they're like in their 20s and they're coming out porn stars because everything is emulated through porn now. So
Yeah,
they're
that's true.
emulating
There's a
what's
big
in the
influence.
porn. So it's just like, you know, it's just like my fucking last girlfriend, like the very first time, like I took down the panties and then like black magic marker in all caps was the word anal slut with an arrow pointed. I'm just like, what the
In
fuck?
black magic marker.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
Hey, wait.
That's
and
not
and
even
it,
a good
and it was
craft. I know.
like you could read it.
yeah, no, like I
Okay,
pulled down the
hold
panties and it said anal slut, and I said anal slut, and she turns around, and was like, oh, is that still there? I was like, is that
Okay.
still there? It's not even faded. You haven't even washed your ass since then.
But also, how did she get it so that you could read it? Like either
stretch
either
it.
Hey!
either somebody wrote it on her,
Thank
or
you.
she has got the absolute
No.
most
was-
impeccable fucking backwards thinking, because you'd be looking at it from the like,
This was most
That's-
definitely written from another person.
yeah.
And it was in black magic marker. Wasn't even faded. She was like, oh, is that still there? I was like, is that still there?
Is that still true?
and then I was like, and then, no, and I even asked her. I was like, are you an anal slut? She goes, no. 6 months later, anal slut, all up in there, yeah.
You're thinking about
Like
that
it's
while
on the
you're-
menu
you're-
now. Like you know the Gen Z like that's on the menu. Like automatically go into it. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna fuck me in the ass tonight, right?
There does seem to be a lot more fascination with the butt,
Yeah.
the butthole specifically.
Like me growing up, we were like, shit comes out of there. Like my
Dude,
generation,
yes.
we grew up with AIDS.
Yes.
We grew up with AIDS.
Yeah.
Nothing was gonna go around the butthole. That's where AIDS came from.
Before AIDS, you could eat dirt. You know what I'm saying? And then after
Yeah.
AIDS, it's
You
like,
got a shot.
oh my god,
You would get a
oh
shot.
my god,
Yeah.
everything has AIDS.
Dude,
Everything.
fucking during the epidemic of AIDS, man, was scary. Like, cause it was like
I
you were
was
gonna
not
die.
alive.
So I grew up during the 80s. I remember being, sexually active during the 80s, and like, man, you made sure that you had condoms. There was people like, you were doing background checks on these motherfuckers, man. Like AIDS had you so scared to fuck. You didn't give a
you
shit
guys-
about herpes. You didn't give a shit about nothing. Now, man, you get AIDS, and it's just like, oh, there's a cure for it now. They've cured fucking AIDS now.
Only Magic Johnson has it.
That motherfucker, man, like he's
Dude,
one of the
Like
ones.
he's still alive.
Like-
He's still alive.
And he had it from back in the day. He had it from the Rock Hudson days where Rock Hudson had money and died from the shit. Like Magic Johnson was black and had money. Like Rock Hudson died. You think Magic would be behind it? No, Magic always looked great. Always looked full. Like he never looked gaunt. He always looked healthy. fucking?
It's magic.
Maybe it's
They
fake.
also beat COVID, right?
He was pretending to have AIDS?
Yeah,
Do you think
because
Magic
we're
Johnson?
talking about him because he had AIDS, not because of his basketball.
I'm sure he got a lot of people to donate to AIDS.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be funny if that was
What if he
truth?
aided AIDS by having AIDS?
Yeah,
He probably
AIDS.
did aid AIDS.
I don't even think diseases exist.
Magic
No, they're not
Johnson
even
brought them
real.
up.
Yeah, as soon as they
I'm
create a
convinced.
foundation for it, it doesn't
Magic
exist.
is all hocus
Yeah.
pocus anyway.
Yeah.
That's my. Yeah, that's a
I
good-
mean, strep throat's real, but that's the only thing I can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's the
That
only thing they'll
hurts.
give you medicine for that works. You know.
They're like, oh.
Can you imagine going in for strep throat? They tell you got AIDS.
They're like, nah.
Back in the day, my cat was having seizures, right? It was like 1984. My cat was having seizures. So I bring my
Why?
cat in, and they tell me my cat has AIDS. I was like, cats can get AIDS? Do you know how freaked out you are back in the day? You're afraid to fuck, and now your cat has AIDS? You're like, what in the hell is going on? Everything around you has AIDS. It was 1984. You didn't want to do anything because everything had AIDS.
My
I-
my
You're
grandpa.
also forgetting the important part. The cat had seizures, too.
Yeah, so that was probably
But
a
that
good
didn't
fun.
matter. That didn't matter
Can you
because the
imagine
cat
that?
had
Another cat's
AIDS.
He was probably really good at it. Was it a boy or a girl?
It was a boy.
Yeah, can you imagine him? The ladies would be like, uh-huh.
Oh,
And he's like,
Because he's like,
I'm a
Yeah.
cat.
I'm dying right now, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, because a cat doesn't have to ask for consent.
I have a stupid age joke. My grandpa
Had AIDS.
had AIDS because he couldn't hear, so he had hearing aids.
You
so
dirty
stupid. I
fuckers.
told you it was stupid.
So let me tell you about something scary. So the first time I've ever been exposed to anyone who had AIDS, my mother was a nurse and she did home health, and there was this cat. He's dead now, so his last name was Sweeney, so we just called him
You're
Sweeney.
allowed to say the last name if it's
It's
AIDS.
okay. He's dead. It's all right. All right.
I don't know, guys.
So anyway, my mom was like, "Hey, we're going to help this guy move," and she told me who he was.
Because
And,
he has AIDS.
well, no, but they were moving him into a group home that there was technically a retirement home, but since he wasn't old enough to retire because he was dying at a very young age, they moved him into a group home.
Gotcha.
So
Oh,
my
no.
so my mo- yeah, I know. So my mom was like, "Hey, we're going to help this
stop.
guy move." Out of like her wanting to help this guy, she didn't have to do this, but she was like, "Hey, we're helping this guy move." And when she told my brother and I who we were helping him move, my brother and I were scared as fuck. We're like, "Wait a minute, what? We're going to touch his shit? We're going into his home?" Like back
Yeah,
then,
because he didn't
peop-
know anything.
But how
about
often-
it.
Exactly.
How
Back then, people thought that you can like sit on a toilet seat and get AIDS. Like there was those like the AIDS was everywhere. Like you breathed in
Yeah.
the air and you
Yeah,
got
yeah.
AIDS. So the fact that we were going over to somebody's house and like
Without masks.
picking their and picking their shit up and moving. So and like if you look at this guy, like if you ever saw The Walking Dead, like this guy was tall, but he was very skinny. He was very gaunt. You could tell he was like on the verge of dying. Like this is a guy who had no money. So there was no help that could ever go to. He was not Magic Johnson. It was like
That's what I was gonna ask
he was the exact opposite of Magic Johnson, right? Where
So he sucked at basketball.
exactly. Well, he was white. White. He was white. White guys can't
Well,
jump.
we did need to ask that question.
I mean,
But
you never
so
know.
we helped him move and everything. And it was cool and everything to help this guy. But it was like one of those things that was like such a scary experience just because of the time period and the ignorance that all of us had. Now you get AIDS, you get a shot, and you're good. I mean, it's just like, you know,
I'm still
not exactly.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want the shot.
Are you?
I want the drink.
Yeah. I don't
wanna pay
just
$4
don't
more.
wanna get sick.
Girl,
I'm gonna
preach.
try my best not to get sick.
There's so
I
many
used
things.
to lick doorknobs, and now I can't. Did
I
you hear
know,
how it
it's
used
tough.
to taste like pennies or something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was. I would just do it, and then COVID came out. Can't do that.
You see what they're doing to
Whoa,
America?
whoa, whoa. So are you saying that you licked doorknobs up until COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember in the good old days
When
when
they
you
had
could
flavor.
do
The
anything you wanted?
Pre-COVID.
No, I grew
When
up with
grocery
AIDS.
stores were 24
I grew up when you couldn't do
hours.
shit.
Yeah, it's crazy out there now. You can't. You have to wash your
also like
hands.
to
People are
eat
eating
ass,
ass, dude.
so-
Is licking doorknobs that
Not
far
The
well.
off?
only
Yeah.
one at this table that likes to eat ass,
Really?
I think.
All right, who here?
You like to eat ass?
Who here at this
Yes.
table
What?
has eaten
Hold
ass?
on. What,
Have you eaten ass?
what enjoyment do you get out of eating ass?
What is it?
I just think it's nice. It's another hole.
Do they
Dude.
do they do like a wet wipe? Or do they use your duvet?
I mean, they will
Yeah,
use
they
the
better
bidet.
use a duvet.
Duvet, the bidet.
Wait, if I,
Sorry.
a bidet.
Duvet is a blanket, right?
You know what?
We're not-
Is what you,
Hey, we're not French.
duvet.
We're not French, all right?
They go in his bedroom and they wipe their ass on his bed.
It's an
I am
A.
worried.
It's
I'm
an A
so
word.
worried, man, that I'm dyslexic.
Bidet.
I was telling this one kid, I was like, I
They
think I'm
almost
just,
should.
yeah.
They almost
B's
should
and D's,
wipe it.
man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Same
so you gotta
letter.
keep a track. You could be. See what kind
Oh,
of skid
so
marks they
that's
leave.
why the bed's wet.
Yeah.
Because there was water left over and then it just.
I'm
Yeah.
duvet, the
It
bouvet.
makes you feel like you did
The
something. You know, like you put in
duvet.
some
Yeah,
work.
the
You know,
duvet.
hell yeah.
Wave.
Yeah.
The bouvet on the duvet.
Soap
went to
that
the boudet.
motherfucker.
Oh, the boudet.
Booty.
But boudet.
You can call it the bidet duvet.
Boudet. Boudet.
Hey,
Sachet
bidet,
away.
duvet. Yeah.
There we go. So that's how those words work.
Yeah.
Did
They
anybody
rhyme.
check
Air
if we
that.
were recording? Are we recording?
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
I
going
think
on?
we
Yes,
are.
I'm pretty sure.
I
Yeah.
checked the YouTube a little while ago and it said we were on. So, hello, folks.
I'm
everyone.
good. No, you know
Someone
what?
messaged on
you said
the-
we
We're here.
challenging each other,
You're-
so.
Are we challenged? Because I got another
You
bottle.
said that at the part that we deleted.
Okay.
Let me see.
Oh.
The part we didn't record.
Yeah.
David Cook said, "Don't forget you sang at Peckers
Yeah, who's Pecker?
and Heller."
Oh, I did. So,
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
good
it's
comment.
right by
Good
Twin
comment.
Cakes.
so Peckers is a place they do gay bingo on
Yeah,
Monday.
you talked about it on our podcast.
Oh, I did. So I've
Yeah,
tried.
you have to go listen to our podcast.
The Humor Collective
I
on
do-
Spotify.
I do. Please listen to the Humor Collective on Spotify.
Please, fucking please.
Those are great.
to it.
episodes.
You guys have to have a YouTube channel, though. I'm telling you now.
Okay.
There needs to be a visual.
Well, we have to now that TikTok's about to leave, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
TikTok.
Well, the election's in November, so they're getting rid of it in October to get the young people out to vote.
So they're-
That's my conspiracy theory.
So are they not
like
making?
that
I heard that they were
conspiracy.
trying to make an American company of TikTok, so that's not happening. They're just getting.
Oh, I
rid of
don't know.
TikTok.
I'm not educated. I'm from America.
North
TikTok,
America.
my TikTok algorithm doesn't show me these solutions. Just
Uh,
go ahead.
To the disillusion of TikTok, are we?
The entertainment
Good
that we
night.
used to have.
to the lack of.
Entertainment.
I couldn't get into
Good old
TikTok, man.
time.
I mean, it's just
Good old
another
days.
platform.
You just have to make an account.
But again, it's just no. It's I'm not this type of person. I
You
can't.
can
do
you can
this.
do this.
You can do this, but again, it's
You can
like
do this.
yes, but that goes along with the eating ass thing. And I just
Well, I think it's very fun. It has my attention span. I can do 15 seconds.
how old are you?
I'm 31. I'll be
But-
30.
Are you a
She's-
millennial?
No, but she's a South
I'm-
Dakota 31.
Yeah, so technically I'm 18. Because we don't get exposed to them.
Hell yeah.
I have yeah. That's
Yeah.
when we can get married this
You
year.
heard it here first.
See,
So it takes a while for information to come in. So that's why I'm a little bit delayed. You mentioned music that I didn't know existed. If it's not Brandi Carlile, I don't know it.
Not a
So
huge.
the other people are like,
internet
who's Brandi
influence,
Carlile?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say who's Brandon Carlile.
So people out there
So-
know how to still be real people.
Or like
Yeah.
cave dwellers. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She has a story that, you look at her face and you see the lines and you just
You seen some shit.
yeah. And she's like, you know what, these stories, they didn't mean anything until I met you. And it's like, whoa.
I like Bobby Caldwell. Do you know Bobby Caldwell?
Well, it's not Brandi Carlile. I don't know.
All right. Well, Bobby Caldwell's from like the fucking 80s, right? No. Shit.
I'm not gonna even pretend.
Dude,
to know.
he is like R&B soul.
Oh.
Okay.
Soul.
What's a
And,
popular
like,
song
You
of-
expect him to be a black guy with that name, but he's actually a white dude.
What's a popular song of his?
What you wouldn't do for love.
Oh. Do for love.
Wait.
You
Not
have
too many
everything,
words so
but
we
you
don't
won't
get
give
canceled.
up.
We gotta make it
Without
not sound like the
you,
real song.
Only
They're copywriting it right now.
Maybe do for
Hey,
love.
look at that.
What I would
Well,
not do.
what you would
I know that
do.
song.
Yeah.
Bobby Caldwell? Okay.
Save the life,
I feel
you guys.
uncultured.
Copyright.
Copyright song.
Mashup. Live action.
All of these. Okay. What's now? What do we now talk about?
I don't know, dude. Should we talk
Took me a
about
second to recover from that
dinosaurs?
I love
shot.
dinosaurs.
I like them too.
Spell pterodactyl.
P-T-R-E-D-A-Y-L. I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that's wrong.
But it could be correct. There's a lot of Y's and D's and T's.
Has anybody been at one of the museums of natural history?
Yeah,
Has anyone
yeah,
seen
New
like
York
a skeleton?
one, yeah.
Have you been to that one?
Mhm.
Okay, so I've been to that one, and one of the the craziest things is when you see of course they're not all bone, like a lot of them, the cast, right? So, but when you see them up close, it's like a crazy thing. But you know what really fucked me up at the Museum of Natural History in New York was the model of the blue whale.
Okay.
So you remember that, right?
Yeah.
So I remember, I was just talking some kind of kid shit, whatever, to my aunt and uncle. They take me there and everything. And then we had walked into that big expanse of the room. It's like a 2-story room. We're on the second level, and we walk into it. And the very first thing you see is this fucking whale hanging from the ceiling, right?
Oh, yeah.
When I was just talking shit and everything, we walked into the room, and I just looked into the fucking room, and just the whole room, I felt so small in that moment. And I think that was possibly the first panic attack I've ever had in my fucking life. To the point where I fell back. I fell back against the wall and had to hold the fucking wall. And they're like, "Hey man, come on over here." And they were at the edge where there's this little kind of glass gateway where you can look over.
So scared of heights,
I couldn't walk forward to where they were at. I was against the fucking wall, just looking at the size of the model of the whale. And again, it's a model. It's not like it was a real whale,
Right.
but just
The
the scale of it, just the immenseness of it. It fucked me up. And then the size of the room and everything, it was just one of those things that it was just from then on I had a fear of heights. Never before then I had a fear of heights. I could climb tree houses and everything, but after that day,
because of something that lives below sea level.
Yeah, man.
but it's hanging above your
never
head
encounter
though.
in his life.
When you walk in on the second level, you're eye to eye with this thing,
Are
and
you
it's
worried that a whale's gonna fall
huge.
on you, or
Who knows? Who knows what the fuck it is? But it was just something that was so impactful, and I don't know why. Of everything, when you first walk in, and you see the T-Rex fucking skeleton and everything.
It hits you all
That
at once.
doesn't. I mean, but it didn't affect me. Oh my god, look at this! It's fucking cool. But when we got to that fucking blue whale exhibit,
Boom.
Scary.
it was insane. It was I had never been affected by anything before up until that point, and it was something that infected me for a while, to the point where when I was 16 or 17, I wound up getting over my fear of heights by cliff jumping at the cliffs.
Round of applause for that shit, dude.
Fuck
yeah,
thank you.
dude. That's full
But-
force.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things. As a child, though, you don't ever know what's going to wind up causing you to react.
you up.
Yeah, exactly. For a while, everyone has their own traumas, and sometimes when you tell someone something, you're like, oh yeah, I can see how that would fuck you up. And then other things, you're like, really? Because there's been people who have told me something that fucked them up, and I won't say it because it's personal and everything. But you're like, wow, that. You had a problem with that? You just couldn't deal with that on your own? I mean, even at that age, there's just some things that you could deal with. And
I don't remember my trauma. That's how good it is.
Oh, wow.
that's good that if you have trauma and you're able to
which
pack
is
it
also
away,
good.
that's the
Yeah.
best thing.
Well,
Because
no,
some people
it's
go
not.
to some people go to
No.
therapy and they open that
There's
shit
a name
up,
for that.
and that's the worst thing is to open that shit back
No,
up.
see, I used to think that way, where it was just nope, it's in the past, move forward. But the thing is that we all have patterns, and you have to pay attention to the patterns that you have. And if the patterns that you're having in your life are consistent but not positive, then you need to look back to see why you have those patterns. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you don't know what's going to fuck you up.
Sure.
So if you're like, why do I always make this decision? You can look back into something that happened. So I mean, I don't go to therapy. I'm just I like to raw dog my anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of trying to be as mindful as possible, stop and think for like a second. But like,
Well, that's the very first thing a therapist will tell you is to be mindful. And
yeah, like I care. Like when I'm driving, dude, like I make sure. Look, okay, yes, I know.
Tell the whole story.
Everybody in front of me is a piece of shit. Okay.
Do you have road rage?
But it's more of just, I would say, frustration. It's not rage. It's frustration because people in Nashville drive like shit. Okay.
Yes,
It's
there's a
very-
song about it. Drive like a Nashvilleian.
Dude,
Okay.
the fucking worst. So some level of go fuck yourselfness is acceptable. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like, yeah, whatever.
Would you jump out of a car and beat the shit out of somebody?
If I had a baseball bat,
It would
You would?
it would depend on the situation. Like
That's actually kind of odd hearing from you because I know
Oh,
you.
dude, I have anger in me though.
I know you
especially
do.
with stupid drivers.
I've actually got to know the real Nick, and the real Nick is scary.
well, see, I wouldn't have any rage from the accident. Like if she was in the car and I'm like thinking of her safety and I'm like this asshole, put her
Right,
safety in line.
right.
Then yeah, I
Sure.
might do some blackout shit.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. Well, but we all have that in us,
Yeah.
I don't know. But my blackouts are pretty good.
We all have that dog.
I haven't seen one
Your
yet. It's
black
kind of
So-
exciting.
So,
yeah.
does your crazy play along with his crazy?
Absolutely.
No, I think it's opposite. Like if he's like doing that, then I'm like super calm. I'm like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do kind of like. I feel like we share like the responsibility for everything in the relationship. Like every situation is like a team effort.
Like we're crazy.
Well, actually,
Right. We got some issues.
you guys are a great power couple. Because I mean, just on the outside, looking at you guys, I mean, you guys pretty much seem like you do everything together. You work, live,
yeah,
and
we're
play together.
toxically.
we're
Attached
that
to
we're that
him,
couple
I'm
that you're like
sorry.
get a room. That's us.
It's like we're already in the room.
But it sucks for comedy though, because like nobody cares if you're happy. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, my fucking wife, what a fucking bitch, right? And I'm like, no, I really enjoy hanging out with her, like
Give her
a
time.
lot.
Give her time.
Yeah, give me time.
I disagree.
Once you put that band on, I'm gonna be like,
No,
oh,
dude, we're coming up on 5 years.
She's telling you the
and,
truth.
like,
She's listen to what she's saying.
no,
no, no, no, no, no, no.
Yeah, she's telling you.
She's a funny. She's funny. She's funny.
I like when he tells his parents, like, oh, she's not a bridezilla, she's not drama. I'm like,
Just wait.
But you're
Wait.
very
Just wait.
controlled drama, and I like that.
yeah. His mom was giving me trouble because
Oh, yes.
so she asked what her dress should look like. I was like, oh, if you could make it like gold, rose gold, silver, something sparkly. I don't care if it's what like the length is, whatever's flattering. So she shows me a dark blue dress. I'm like, that's not the color. That's winter. Not sparkly.
Yeah, it's not
I was
sparkly at all
like,
blue.
I was like, is this what you dealt with
My
as a kid?
parents are
You
very
wanted
set in their
gold.
ways. Like
So-
if it's not their way, it's wrong.
And she's like, well, I just don't know what she wants me to, do. So I looked up a picture of what I was thinking and been like, my mom's getting this one. She's not getting this one. But because she was having a problem with that, they have two different body types. So I can't have them in the same type of dress. It has to be long and short. And so I sent her what she would look good in and said, my mom's wearing this. If you could match this, that'd be great. And she's like, oh, I love
So
that.
smart she is. I love
like,
this
yeah,
girl. I love this girl.
I'm a little manipulative.
Yeah, I love that.
But
But
for
You're
the
doing
good.
it to get the job done.
Yeah,
right, and not,
it's
it's,
not-
it's not in a malicious way at all. It's just like
Power.
recognizing a problem and like killing
Solving
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, isn't this cool? Look at that.
absolutely.
It's a very cool
Hey, why
dress.
don't you check this out?
Wow, here's the website. Here's your size. Oh. But yeah, they're wonderful though. Very easy to get along
No,
with.
it was
Easy to
really cool to
manipulate.
find out that our families get along.
A little
Yeah.
too well. I'm like, what secrets have they told?
I totally feel like our parents have exchanged some stories that they haven't told us they exchanged.
Yeah, probably.
Don't you want to know like your parents' like deepest, darkest secrets, like the shit
Oh,
that
no.
they
So,
do?
okay,
No.
you know
Well,
what?
I know a couple, and I was like, that's too far. I will stop there.
At this point I don't because like
Because
I
they're
had,
people too, and they
okay, that's
they had lives
weird.
before
That's what I'm talking
you.
about. So like I've always
Yes.
looked at my dad like my dad, right? And there was a moment where I caught myself because I'm kind of hard on myself, right? But I caught myself acting a certain way that I've seen him act. And that's when I realized I was like, "Oh shit, I'm just like my dad." Like, and that was a really like humbling moment because you think that like a lot of the things that you do are just like
You
oh,
try
yeah,
not
it
to
does-
be.
right, and you fight it for so long,
Right.
and then you end up turning exactly into that. And it
Because it's DNA.
yeah, and it actually impacted my relationship with my dad for the better, you know, because I was able to be like, you know, okay, I get,
I accept it. I accept the
look,
dark side.
I make mistakes too, bro. You know,
Mario, I am your father.
yeah. So it was like a good like bonding moment. Like I remember probably like the best bonding moment I had with my dad was when I went to a strip club with him, and not because of the strip club. That had nothing to do with it. It had
Not titties.
no. It was the fact that it wasn't me and my dad. It was two guys hanging out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we were at a strip club, but it was like, this is my dad, but this is
How old
another
were you?
dude. I was 20. No. Yeah, it was like 22, 23, something like that.
Well, that's a great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and again, I didn't give a shit about like yeah, it was cool, obviously. Yeah, it's not like I didn't give a shit, but like it was cool to just like hang with my dad, where it wasn't like I'm your dad. You know what I mean?
I see.
I had a stepfather, so I really didn't have like a dad.
I feel like you would go to more strip
Yeah,
clubs
I know
with him
what you mean.
than I did.
So my stepfather and I wound up getting into it one night when I was I was probably like 11 or 12 or something like that, and like it was just a bad experience. And then like the next day, I guess his way to make up for it, he was like, Jason, we're gonna go to the store. You want to come with me? And I was like, no, not really. And he was like, why don't you come with me? Are you about to die?
Just coughing.
It got to him.
This is allergy season
it?
for me, so I'm already like plugged up. And we've
Oh,
smoked a
dude, my
lot of fucking
eyes have
weed.
been really itchy.
I'm not
from
giving
the
up on this
allergies.
shit.
I've taken,
We have taken
Yeah.
pee breaks.
I
during
haven't
this.
taken any kind of break. Everybody here has
What?
gotten up.
you
and
don't
left
need to
at some
cry,
point.
man.
I know.
Yeah, I'm crying the fucking
I have no idea how long we've been going either. Hello. Hi, folks.
Biden 2024.
If you're not
Oh,
voting for
dear.
Biden, then you're not voting.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
If
you're not-
a
Black,
political
you ain't
party,
black.
If you're voting, you're part of the problem. I'll
Robert
say that.
F. Kennedy, dude,
It-
come on.
Yeah, let's
I
give
don't-
it to the wild card this season.
Let's give it to the wild
Let's
card.
make it
the
like a pick
underdog.
of football. Like we gotta
Yes.
go to the wild card. We gotta go to the rookie
I
of the
think
year.
he's gonna make a run.
He's gonna
you
do
know?
2 terms. These two candidates are in their last term. They're too wild, but the wild card could be the right choice. Kanye got 10,000 votes. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, dude,
That's
the
my
David
pitch.
guy still. Hey, what's up, dog? Hello.
What's
Hello.
up? What's up,
Hello.
Hey,
dog?
that's grandma. That's grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah, grandma donated a bag of dicks for the Oddlid show, which I decided
Oh.
not to at last moment because I didn't want to get the show canceled because the show's getting canceled over everything. So we will have prizes of dildos for our next show. So
Where is that?
I've got to.
Yeah, where are your dildos?
They're in the other room. Do you guys want one?
No.
Well, we'll need 2 because
We're a couple.
and we have a couple of
we
friends.
we have shared interests.
Yes.
So what I wanted to do, is when I dressed up for the Oddlid show, I was wanting to have like a dildo microphone. So I was gonna make one of them, like I was gonna try to hollow one out and make one into a
That's a
microphone.
great idea.
Holder?
Yeah, but it when I started looking at the logistics of it, I was like, fuck it. But I also like the other one. I was gonna just have like sticking out of my zipper, so it just looks like I have like an erection the whole entire show. But that
But
was
wouldn't
the
you
one-
already have an erection the whole show?
not initially.
Not normal.
Towards the end of so like
Towards the end, though, he's rock hard.
like every
All
time
right,
I perform,
good.
whether I'm playing bass or this is the first time I ever did anything just vocals. And like when we get into it, I was like, I've got to do a couple of shots, not because of nervousness or anything, but just because it's not a thing where you practice or you have any type of rehearsal or anything. You just get in there and go.
Did you knock anything over?
I did not. No. So I did like 3 or 4 shots before we did that and just did it. I mean, did you see the Oddlid performance? No?
We did not. We
It's
will.
on
We
the
will.
YouTube channel.
We will. Like
You
you
don't
got my
have
word on
to.
that.
You know
You
what?
don't
We
have
should
We
do
will.
a reaction video to it.
yeah, dude. Okay.
On the Humor Collective. Not right now.
On the humor club.
Yeah, when we start our YouTube channel, it'll be a reaction to DNP.
So
Okay.
we should do that. We should
That'd
do
be
a
fun.
reaction to that.
And then you can react to our reaction.
There you go.
Yes. See,
Did you guys
Synergy.
post the Nick and I episode yet? Did that ever get posted?
On the shorts.
well, okay, so I'm going to be 100%
yeah.
honest. I
I know
wasn't
what you're
sure, like, even if
do you want to
you
do an
wanted
abridged
to.
version?
Well, I'm just saying, not the
Because-
I mean, like the part where like we were talking about shit, like that obviously gets cut out. But I mean, we did
Okay.
like an episode,
Yes.
right?
Then we can edit.
Yeah, there's
it.
3 hours to edit.
I was about to
so-
say,
Yeah.
like if you took that aspect out,
Yeah.
But we haven't touched it. But now that we can touch it now.
Yeah, we really haven't had
And,
an opportunity
edit
to
it.
discuss it, and so I was like, well, if he's not going to say anything, then I'm just not going to do anything.
right? That's what I didn't know that was. But again, like I was looking at it and I was just like, well, like Nick and I
We're
But
looking
yes.
out for you, so we would rather err on the side of caution. You know what I mean?
And I
Whereas
thank
it's
you
like,
for
I
that.
would rather just.
But like
sit
if
on
you
that.
took that aspect out, I mean, I think we had a pretty
We
good
have a
episode,
good cut.
right? Yeah,
Where it's like
yeah.
this is the cut, so
Yeah.
it'll be easy to find it.
Okay, well that'll be good.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
so,
look forward to that.
there's a
yes.
lot of people that
Special
actually want to
edition.
hear that story, and it's crazy because it actually is kind of the story of DNP. If I was to actually go like that far back, so I don't know if I might do an actual episode just kind of on that because it's so like intertwined with DNP from the very beginning, like before DNP was even like a thought, a glimmer in anyone's eye.
What if you did like a documentary about it?
That would be
Like, what
interesting.
if you
do that
filmed it like a
later.
documentary? You're like,
Oh, and you can look off
back-
camera.
Yeah.
You know how they always do, where the camera's here. and the top
If you
here?
guys produce it with me, if the Humor Collective and DNP produce
Okay,
it together,
okay.
And
Like
here's the
that
thing:
story.
we need to know everything. You don't have to tell us right now.
No, no, no,
you
no, it wouldn't be
know,
right
but,
now.
We can
like-
hire actors.
that's what I'm saying.
That
like,
would be
like, because
fun.
the actual story is insane. Like from beginning to end,
Could we do like drunk history?
it would almost have to be
Yeah.
No way.
And we'll do the voiceovers from the story that you tell.
right.
That's
so,
a good idea.
Which means you have to be like.
so what we'll
drunk,
do is
drunk.
we'll get together on the Humor Collective,
Okay.
and then I'll come on and tell the story from beginning to end, and there'll be things
Mm-hmm.
that I have not told anyone. So like, I've told the first half of the story actually on our old show, but that episode is never aired. And then there wound up being this other part of the story, which I wound up mostly telling on you guys' show, but there was things that I left out. But if I'm telling the whole story, the entire story
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
Like
Let's do it justice
the
then, yeah.
insanity of it. But
See-
again, it's not just the personal involvement that I had with one person. It's the personal involvement that I had with a lot of people that wound up being what this show is, which is really crazy because it's like the actual story from like when I was 17 is actually where it starts from.
And now you've
Okay.
had time to process the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
ridiculously so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's like, you know, like there is a story to tell, and believe me, Sloan is dying to hear it. Like
Okay.
Sloan is the
Okay.
one person
He
that has
commented
not.
on it. He's like, "Weren't you supposed to release that?" shit?"
Exactly.
I was like,
We're like,
I was
He
like,
is the
"Let's
one
take a shot,
person,
guys."
like
Yeah.
Nick has heard the majority of the
Yeah.
story. I've
Yes,
told you
I
guys,
Yeah.
But again, like the entirety of it is like it is explicitly the story of DNP, but it really goes back to childhood because like you know like we wouldn't have what we have now if it wasn't from the people who I met at that time.
Well, it's cool that you can be like appreciative of what you have, even through the drama that you had to go through to get it. You know
Well, what
I
it
mean?
winds up coming down to is the people that in my life that I've wound up losing. Does anybody interested in getting more shots? Because I can get the other bottle. If you're not
Bro,
interested, good. That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say.
Perfect.
that's you have to do it.
That's all you have to say.
You have to keep drinking.
Okay, yeah. Are you gonna
Do I
take
hear
any more
Father?
shots?
No.
I will, but I'm just saying that. I mean, if you guys aren't interested, I mean, there's no sense cracking open another bottle.
No.
Would you take
I
another
love
shot
it.
if
Yes.
there's a bottle here? Let's
you-
do it.
I look
Let's
at you.
do it.
I'll be
All
right
right,
back. You
so
guys
now
do
we're
it
gonna
together.
talk about. Do you want to play that game
The
of telling a
Half-Blood
story?
Prince.
Oh, let's tell the Half-Blood Prince, word for word.
Oh God.
I'm out
So
of my
first,
league
how
here.
does it start? Doesn't it start with a close-up of him like, blah 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 blah? It's like that sweaty face. I feel like no one knows what I'm
The
talking
sweaty
about.
face.
I don't think.
And then it
anybody
pans out, and it's like someone's been arrested. I don't know. You know what? I
It
redact all of
starts
this.
as like a flashback. Okay, yes. I
Wait,
think.
this is Half Blood is your favorite?
No, I like the one where they dance. I like
Which
the
is which
Wizard
one?
Cup.
The Goblet of Fire.
Because
Yeah,
they
the Wizard
dance,
Cup. That one is a
or
great
Okay, we can tell that one.
That one's
Okay,
great.
so what's a good line from there?
Harry.
Is this how it feels when the person you like doesn't like you?
That the whole Ron and Hermione thing in that one is a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
Were they still teasing about it, or did they
Well, 'cause
actually?
Ron
Was that the
didn't
one, or is that the one
know.
where they kissed?
No, they didn't kiss. He has a girlfriend, so he doesn't
Next
even
one.
want.
They're like, these tweens are growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a sexual
No,
component
they're
involved.
just like they're mad at each other and they're not communicating well.
'Cause they're
Because men and women
tweens.
don't communicate
But
well.
they're preteens
But
or
just-
teens.
That's when they communicate the worst.
Well, that's what they're doing in the movie. So you're saying it's a good movie?
I'm saying it's
It's a good
historically
movie.
accurate. Like
I like when he
like-
asks out the girl, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Harry. I already told someone that I would go, so I'm gonna go with them." He's like, "No."
Yeah, here's
That's
the
cool.
Cedric Diggory with
Yeah.
Robert
And
Pattinson.
then Harry's like, "I'm gonna kill him so he can go be a vampire." That's a little
And then he
crossover.
became
That
Batman.
is a good crossover.
Oh, Batman him? I love
Dude,
Batman
I
him.
do like Batman.
The villains suck.
Oh, like the Penguin in that one sucks. Yeah.
HBO has come out with a series for the Penguin, so I guess that'll be
Give it
more
another
fleshed
try.
out. But I love the Patterson Batman, like the whole emo
Yeah.
Batman. I just don't like.
Here's
any
the
of
emo Batman.
Emo Batman.
Emo Batman.
Even Catwoman in that, like,
So she's fucking hot.
so hot.
And
I
like
don't think they cast ugly Catwomans, just to be
Never.
fair.
Yeah,
Halle Berry was just a horrible.
hot.
No,
No,
no.
Halle Berry
If she's
No.
not hot,
I'm gonna
then
argue
that
right now.
means-
I'm arguing right now.
Berry was a hot
She's got that
Catwoman.
Bernie Mac eye with the eye that goes off to the side and shit, and then the
Dude, I
fucking
will back
Catwoman,
attack.
the Catwoman costume was just like, come on, man.
No, the costume was the
ripped
best part.
jeans, dude.
What?
Oh, like how it's stitched
Oh.
together.
What?
You know
Are we
what,
talking
though?
about the same movie?
I think so. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be funny
liked
if
Halle
was
Berry.
defending someone else. I was like, oh, not that one.
I liked Halle Berry as
she's good.
Catwoman because like
Very flexible.
the only thing that you can give her any shit for is her acting, and I think she did a great job.
Yeah, because she was being a
If
cat.
everything else was campy and stupid and cheesy, that's not her fault. But I
Yeah.
think she played Catwoman in that movie
So
appropriately.
she was trying to be the Eartha Kitt Catwoman.
Wait a second. I will look something up. Continue. I just had an aha moment. So
Oh,
was
she
trying-
did do a couple
Is it-
rrrs, right?
she the
Yeah,
memory
that's
cat?
true. That's true.
Who's the memory cat in the movie that people hate? Cats the musical.
The memory
it,
cat.
Is it Halle Berry? Or who is it?
The
I will look
memory-
this up.
The memory cat,
Grisabella.
cats, and Halle Berry. Like
I will.
None
You
of
guys
those
keep
connect for
talking.
me.
I'll come back.
But like to me, like there's different Catwomans, and obviously, man, some of the great
Michelle
Catwomans.
Pfeiffer.
So,
No, it's Jennifer Hudson. Never mind. But that would have been
so
funny.
the best Catwoman to me, the best Catwoman is definitely Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, dude.
Meow, meow, meow. Making it copyright from the leaf. Here we go.
Check out
Hey.
Catwoman on Spotify, y'all. She's blowing up the scene.
one point
She's
he
lit.
says
She's
Halle
she's
Halle
fire as
Berry.
fuck.
But the Michelle Pfeiffer outfit with that slick black leather or vinyl
Yeah,
or
but it was
whatever
more
she
Michelle
had.
Pfeiffer. Like
She was
you
hot.
know,
yeah.
like
no, she was hot.
and, well, no, when she was Catwoman, like it was really cool to like to see like when you see a character play two characters.
Oh, hers
You
is
know,
cool.
there has
Oh.
to be enough difference where you recognize that it's a new character, but enough similarities where you still like
See
feel
the
the
person
same
behind
thing,
it, right? Yeah.
right? And she did a really good job on that because like she was kind of like this, like but she's like Catwoman, let me feel sexy. So you kind of see her kind of like almost nervously flaunting her sexuality, and so dude, great acting job
But
on
she
that.
also played Catwoman crazy as fucking shit.
Because
I don't think
Catwoman's
she's saying.
Right,
that's
yeah.
what we talk
Yeah,
about is the
exactly
crazy
right.
cat lady.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
just
exactly
looks better in
Catwoman.
leather, you know?
Yeah.
Way better in leather, you know?
Yeah, it's not so much who's hot; it's who can wear leather.
But like,
That's the debate.
what Julie
Yeah, yeah,
Newmar was great, and she had the spandex. Eartha Kitt was great too. I mean, not to get her. I mean, Eartha Kitt was a great fucking Catwoman.
100. She was the OG of it all. You know?
Julie Newmar for me, more or less, because just the way that I don't know, it's just they're two different Catwomans, really. Like Eartha
fair.
Kitt,
That's
Eartha
fair.
Kitt played it more like she was part cat. You know, she didn't play it like she was.
Catwoman.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
what you're saying. Okay.
But Michelle Pfeiffer to me is always going to be the
Yeah,
OG.
sorry. She is.
Yeah.
That's who I was confusing. Now.
But
Hers
did
is
you guys
fantastic.
ever watch Gotham?
No.
Is that a show? Or?
It's basically
Catwoman was
origin
interesting.
story. So they show you everybody like Bruce Wayne and Catwoman being like kids and growing up together. But she actually grew into the Catwoman part, and you're looking at her like she almost looks like that Michelle Pfeiffer type. Like she has those same type of eyes and shit like that. You can see where they were going for with her. I don't know if they like age progressed her to see if she was going to look like Michelle Pfeiffer or not, but at the end of the
Matches up.
series, like, she actually looked like fucking Catwoman. She did a very, good job.
Because that's how these Hollywood pedos work. They're like, let's find a little kid that's gonna look like her and like give her some
risky.
ecstasy.
Let's see what she'll do.
Yeah, they'll make millions of dollars later.
So you see all these documentaries now, like there's that one about like Nickelodeon
I
and
wanna
shit
see
like
that
that.
one, so no spoilers.
I haven't seen it. I'm not probably not going to. But what I didn't realize, like, I'm a big fan of Revenge of the Living Dead or Return of the Living Dead. I'm sorry, Return of the Living Dead, 1986. And there was a guy that's an actor in that movie, had the mohawk. I can't remember what they called him, but in that movie, he's like, one of my favorite characters in that. And it turns out that guy wound up running a little like kid show type empire. I don't know if it was for like Nickelodeon or what. It might actually be the guy that this show is about. Hold on.
Yeah, wait, don't.
So he worked and he did something depraved.
Hold on. Let me get the name right.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Because I don't want to fucking.
You don't want to confuse Halle Berry for
Yeah, we were just talking about
What's her
Halle
name?
Berry.
for the.
I mean,
cooler
I would
one.
let Halle Berry like rate me. I
She's
didn't say like she was
cool.
ugly, but she just had that Bernie Mac eye. She's got that one eye that goes off in the other direction like a Muppet.
That's why I was talking about memory. That'd be funny because they
That's
talk
your
about that
balls
cat
going in
eye
different
twitching.
directions. So,
Cat eye twitching?
Yeah, the Cat's the musical. The Memory Cat has an eye twitch, so I thought it'd be really funny.
So
Is that
Brian Peck,
Is that Mistopheles
he.
or-
no,
I think
Grisabella.
he's been called
Or is
out.
it- Oh.
So did you guys? So this is
Yeah,
Brian
now you
Peck
remember.
from Return of the Living Dead. Apparently he had
Nancy?
some shit going on.
Oh, that is him.
So is this
yeah.
the guy from this? Is this right?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
the weirdo.
All right,
on
so
Nickelodeon.
anyway-
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite movies, but it's kind of hard to deal with it now just because of the whole thing. But it's crazy when you see something like that and the fact that can go on air for so long and not be fucking called out. Michael Jackson, I guess, was doing that shit forever and not getting called out till right before he fucking died and shit. I mean, it's crazy that shit, like Hollywood could cover that shit up. Like that shit can go on and people are like, oh, well, you throw enough money at it and it'll go away.
Yeah.
Because that's
But-
essentially what they did.
But without that, we wouldn't have Too Fast, Too Furious 15. You know? And like,
We need them to
yeah,
keep
like we have to
Yeah.
understand the cultural impact
Vin
of
Diesel
like.
has to get to 15.
You know what I'm
movies in
saying?
this
Dude,
franchise.
Wait, hold on.
He's going
Dude,
to
a
take
new
it with
face
him to
needs
his
a Bentley.
grave.
You know, some new actor needs a fucking Bentley or a Ferrari so they can keep selling us this shit.
Yeah, the impact. Was it Johnny Walker? What was his name?
Not Johnny Walker, Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Johnny Walker?
I told you I'm dyslexic. I'm like,
Speaking of-
something.
Neither one's still walking.
Well, neither, not walking, and he took quite an impact from that movie.
Yeah, dude, in a Porsche.
Yeah.
He hit like a light pole or something.
At least it wasn't like a Buick. That would have been.
He would have lived if it
Embarrassing.
was a Buick.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. I drive a Buick.
Yeah, that
This
other car, he was going
episode.
like 100-something miles an hour.
I mean, when you drive a vehicle that's made out of fiberglass, yeah, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Too fast.
Too
fast,
serious.
too
Here's to
furious.
dying.
Too fast and too
Gonna
furious.
happen.
Oh
Hey,
shit.
man. All right, I'm about to pop open another Coke. If
You want me to hand
pass
you
it to me? Yes.
You guys, we were talking also
This
about our
caffeine
budget.
is carrying me home. Oh, dude, big K Cola. Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's good.
Yeah, we're keeping it real. You know what I mean? Like,
Like
I mostly
80p.
drink water, so
Yeah.
this is like a nice treat.
Ooh, yeah.
It's all the same shit. It's the advertising.
yeah, it's
Oh,
it's all horrible for you.
Who's the worst? Who the CEO?
Pick your poison.
Exactly.
My poison comes 3 for $12 with a club card.
Yeah. I was able to try ginger ale for the first time
Yeah.
due to the 3 for 1.
Oh
Have
yeah.
you never had ginger ale before?
Well, I mean, we got to decide between Coke or Dr. Thunder, ginger ale. So Coke
Citrus
always
drop.
wins. Yeah, citrus drop.
Don't do the citrus drop.
Oh, we
Do
love
I like the
ginger ale.
citrus drop.
No.
So no, look, it's a cross between.
Bromelated vegetable oil.
We love
It
that.
you know what is it feels like a combination of Mountain Dew and ginger ale.
That's exactly what it is.
It's good.
I like it. I like it.
It's the worst thing that you can drink.
Well, once you get past the first can, it's the best
Yeah.
drink you can have.
First can.
Dude, I'll just get
Yeah, it's like,
Obamacare and I'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll save you.
Fuck diabetes.
I'm glad that they still take that out of my taxes.
You sound a little bitter right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Nick doesn't want to pay for your diabetes.
Well, you're gonna, because this is America.
You have to help
No,
everyone.
it's part of my civil duty for them to take that money.
I appreciate it.
Yes. That is exactly what they're supposed to do. I wish they would do it to fucking fix the roads, too.
Bro, the potholes in this fucking town are insane.
They did patch them. They did go through and patch a lot
they
of
patched
them. They
them.
patched a
They
lot
patched
of them.
5
I
of
want
them,
them to
and
fix
then like the rest are some fucking canyons.
There's
When you're trying to get on I-24, dude, and you're
So
fucking.
Yeah.
That will fuck you. Like, Nick has been taken out twice in the last, 3 months?
3 months, I've hit 2 different pot. Well, yeah, it was
Oh,
like
damn.
January and.
And you have an
February,
Acura,
March.
so you're low to the ground, dude.
Yeah,
like,
too.
fuck, man.
Plus, he can't
Yeah.
see for shit.
I see now.
I
don't
shouldn't
know
be
what's
driving.
going on, dude.
He shouldn't be driving.
I run a risk every day. And it is a good job.
Gotta get that grind, you know?
Yeah.
You can get a Tesla. They have the self-driving.
Dude, if I did that, it would be game over. I would be a monster.
No, you wouldn't. The car would.
He's up there. He's fucking got a
The
bong
car
out.
I would be such a glutton in so many ways.
All right.
I'll learn how to juggle.
Okay.
Would you really?
Sound like good things.
Would you really? Okay, we're gonna start a GoFundMe to get
To give me a
to get
Tesla?
Nick a fucking
gonna
self-driving
juggle
car,
inside the
but he has to learn to juggle.
Inside the
access the
Tesla.
funds.
Inside the Tesla, he's got to juggle,
Yeah, 'cause
right?
We're not
Instead
gonna
of
make it
free
that
time.
hard. Juggling's not easy.
So while the car is driving itself, Nick is going to be juggling.
He's like, you
yeah,
know what? I've
well,
never had
yeah,
the free
exactly.
time.
Okay, I like that.
Yes.
Can you juggle?
Do you guys remember? Oh, there's from The Office where Will Ferrell does the juggling routine, but he does it like pantomime.
Yeah.
You can work on that and then try real.
No, he's got to
balls.
juggle for real. We get this motherfucker a Tesla. He's got to juggle for
You know what I'm
real.
saying, dude?
He's
You
got
don't
he's
get-
got
Yeah.
from now until we get him a Tesla to
So
learn how to
forever.
juggle.
No. He can't start learning to juggle until he gets the Tesla.
No, he's
That
got to
makes
be ready to.
sense.
No, he's got to be ready to juggle. When we get him in the Tesla,
Okay.
day one, he's got to be
Okay.
juggling. Because if it's going to drive
will not be
itself,
getting
he's
it.
always going to do jerk off.
But
No,
that's,
he's-
but that's only one
Well,
episode.
that's true. He didn't ever say I'm gonna jerk off. He said I'm gonna juggle.
But that's only one
so
episode.
that's like
Yes. So
We can
no
have a
one-
lot
no
of
one's gonna
episodes of you
watch me
learning
do
to
things
juggle.
to do in a Tesla. So like
I
he'll be
am
doing
gonna be
everything
juggling
but
also.
driving in a Tesla. So the first episode he'll juggle. The second
You
episode
fucking
he'll
better.
masturbate.
no,
No?
that's not YouTube
No.
friendly.
It's edging.
You're
It's
not
on edging.
you're not gonna get a lot of views
Yeah, he
for
just won't
that.
touch it. He's like I'm
Is that
asking.
a Patreon?
Want
Is
my
that a
dick on the
Patreon?
internet like
Well,
Yeah.
mosaic.
Not
They-
like
they
that.
have
How do you want it
filters.
like on the internet?
monetized, obviously.
Yeah.
We will not get monetized.
So then
that
we'll
way.
release it on OnlyFans.
Exactly. We make a deliciously nothing OnlyFans.
It's
I'll do it tonight.
It's just one photo.
I don't think deliciously nothing
Would
is
be
something you want for an
something.
OnlyFans.
That's
Like
funny.
it ain't much, but you know it's better than nothing.
That would be. Yeah, it doesn't work as an OnlyFans.
It's delicious, but you know.
Dude, Colorado was just
Damn.
my feet inside of different
Sorry, man.
TM.
Business minded, you know.
Oh, it's the deliciously nothing, and it's like just people in
Like,
turtlenecks.
maybe it could be an edging thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's delicious, but yeah, you know, whatever.
That's how you fight diabetes, because it'll be nothing in it.
It's gluten free.
It's sweet, but no sugar. Yeah.
Oh shit.
There we go.
You're dirty, Rev.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dirty.
It is what it is, man.
I think we've done the mission of the podcast.
Yeah, that was a high note.
Yeah,
I think that
and
was
we guess what?
fantastic.
We did 2 podcasts.
We did.
We did one that's completely not recorded that you guys won't see. There's a lot of stories.
So it is recorded, but we should go back and like do the vocals over it. Just make up some shit.
Oh
Like a
no!
commentary.
There's no audio.
We'll
no.
do a reaction video
Really?
to it.
Yeah, we could be. Oh, we could voice over our voices.
That's
when
what I'm
we start our
saying.
Lips movie.
Like do it live. Like we'll just like completely just like as we're watching it, we'll just like do each other's like voices.
Ooh, we could switch mics.
Yeah, like you
I'll
can do
be you.
mine.
I wanna be
You
you.
do me. Yeah,
Hi,
you
guys.
be Nick. Nick be you. I'll be Erica.
I'm just a swinger.
I'm just a swinger.
I knew you were.
I'll be swinging my dick from wall to
What's
wall.
your Nick?
My Nick impression? Okay.
Hey, man.
Hey, guys. Like, yeah. Hey,
Yo.
dude. Remember that one time that, like, we did this show?
Yes.
That's such a Gen
It was awesome, bro.
X thing of you to say.
You're always happy. You're always happy, dude. Like,
I'm usually having a good
I feel like
time.
there's never rain clouds in your life, dude. You're just
Good
like
time.
always positive about everything. Like everything is just like, yeah,
Well,
totally.
you found the light, I would
Yeah.
say.
Well, I
Yeah.
had a very good day today. I had a family
Awesome.
reunion. I saw a bunch of
Right.
aunts, uncles, cousins.
So you're all recharged
that.
with family love.
Right, we were talking
Yeah,
about that.
dude, I had that. So that it was good. It was good
Very
seeing
good.
Hell yeah. Always, dude. You always have positive
That
vibes.
you live for,
Always
you
have
know what I
positive
mean?
vibes. I love that.
Like that's what I live for is all them. You know?
Hell yeah.
Well, we're all in this
Yeah.
together.
We are.
So,
So
thank you
Did we
guys
miss
for
a fist
having
bump?
us.
thank you.
Yeah, we'll get out of here.
All right.
You don't have to get out of here, but
Oh,
I
but
guess
we
we're
do
gonna.
have to stop.
We are gonna
We are
stop.
Well, then
gonna
why
end
would
the
we
recording.
stay?
Good night.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm
Good
jo-
night.
totally joking. Like, we came here for a month,
Uncle
okay?
David, Bobby, I don't know. whatever.
So,
Hi,
Grandma, thank you for watching.
Grandma.
Thanks, Grandma.
Our one regular, and we're gonna thank Mario and
Thanks,
Erica
Mario.
Dude, it was an honor to be
And-
here,
It's an honor.
dude.
Thank
It
you,
did
man.
it, dude. I love,
and myself.
I
Thank you
love,
for bringing the pizza.
I
Oh,
love
heck
this
yeah.
setup right here. Like,
We're
you
having
guys
fun.
are
You're doing
fucking
good. Doing
killing
good
it,
stuff.
dude.
Yeah.
We love you guys. We like. Hey, watch the Humor Collective. It's a great fucking show. We've done it. It's if you want to know anything about especially the local scene of Nashville and the Mid South, definitely check out the Humor Collective. They've really got some great in-depth interviews and fun games. And
They are great games. I
they,
need to go
they,
back
they
and
are
play
becoming
some.
the power couple of Nashville.
We'd
Yeah.
love to have you guys back, dude. Look, we haven't done
Yeah, we're
a
power
four-person
tops.
podcast yet. Like
Power
we've done
tops.
the 3. So let's set something up, and you guys can be our first 4-person podcast.
Well, but first, I want to do that story. I want to, like, sit down, get the drunk story.
yeah.
And then the next time, we'll record, like, video.
Of
To,
DMP.
like
Alright.
Drunk History does.
So
but
you
Drunk
guys
DMP.
want the story of DMP?
Yes.
Yes.
So we're gonna
All
put
the
that in
way
the
up to-
calendar
yeah.
after this. We're gonna record, and then we're gonna film, and we're gonna put it together, and we're gonna have a big launch party of look at.
We need to sit
That would
down,
be
and you need to
insane.
give us everything. So
That
we
would
can
be
write
insane.
the script
yeah.
out and the scenes out and everything.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta do that.
All right. So that's something to look forward to.
Yes.
Yes.
Project in the future. We're letting you know now. Surprise.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So hey, fuck you all. Good night.
Good
Thank you
night.
very much. We appreciate everyone who is watching, especially Grandma. Thank you. Thank you for donating the bag of dicks. We really appreciate that. Odlid appreciates that. Check out Odlid coming to a city near you. We are on tour. Check out Deliciously Nothing. We come back next Saturday with Matt Nagy, right? Is it
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy, 10 other comedians.
Comics.
You're going to fucking love them. Check out Mario and Erica on the Humor Collective. They'll be back on DNP
Clarksville
sometime.
shows.
Whenever we feel.
Clarksville shows.
Wednesdays.
At this point, we're going to say fuck you all good night and fucking clean up your act.
Yes, dude. Clean your room.
And your butthole.